complain. You know, we about to have a new president in there tomorrow. Hopefully, student loans get taken care of.
What happened?
So I can, do a little something extra with this money. Something, like productive.
Yeah,
Not gonna ball out.
Yeah, fiscally responsible.
Yeah. Like maybe invest. Maybe start an LLC. Some good things like that. Maybe more sports betting.
I think you've been on Twitter way too long with LLC.
I'm sorry. I think they've captured my mind at this point.
Yeah, no, they're pretty much.
I'm gonna get into Bitcoin. All that good stuff.
I mean, I've invested in Bitcoin.
I'm gonna talk about Roth IRAs.
Yeah.
All that good. Yeah, 401ks.
Yeah, man. Out here getting land.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Getting what my people fought for forever.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that.
Honestly, which reparations kind of thing. We be running Wyoming right now.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, if reparations was real, it would be like that Dave Chappelle episode. Yeah. Remember how they was going crazy and then like the stock price on Cadillac went up and everybody was getting buckets of chicken and whatnot? I mean, we all organic these days, a lot of us. So I don't know about the bucket of chicken popping, but hey, definitely some Popeye sandwiches.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know why people were against them to begin with. I mean, they're actually good.
Popeye
sandwiches. Yeah.
The best way I could describe it was like the Popeye's chicken sandwich versus like the Chick-fil-A sandwich. One had seasoning.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, no knock on the Chick-fil-A sandwich. You put some Polynesian sauce on it. It's really good, but...
Honestly, if I'm going to Chick-fil-A, I'm not going for the sandwiches. I'm going for the lemonade.
You know what? The lemonades are good. Also, the milkshakes are really good.
Oh, absolutely.
No, they're not.
The waffle fries are really good.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A milkshakes are not that good to me. You know why? Because I'm a big chocolate lover, and they don't have actual chocolate ice cream. They have vanilla, and they put chocolate syrup and twist it together, and that's not chocolate.
I mean, that gets the job done.
No, it doesn't.
All right,
At least they got the strawberry. That's my favorite. So.
All right, so in that case, where's your favorite spot to get a milkshake then?
Nifty 50s.
That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Hands down in the city. Hands down in the city. They're huge. They're always, there's so many flavors.
It's definitely classic.
Yeah. So honestly, back when we can actually go on malls and whatnot, my favorite spot to go, get a milkshake was the Friendlies in Springfield Mall.
Okay. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a good
I
spot.
like Friendlies.
Yeah.
I'm down for the Friendlies.
Yeah.
I feel like milkshakes are extinct though.
Yeah, I mean they are now because it's winter. It's like I can go for a cold milkshake in the middle of winter.
I always can go for ice cream no matter what temperature it is.
Don't sleep on the joints from Wawa that you get from the fridge and put them in the machine.
The frills?
Yeah.
Those don't popping.
Don't sleep on those.
I give it to you. Those are popping.
And that's our culinary aspect of our show.
oh my God! I forgot. This is a sports show.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what we're doing today?
Yeah, and if you want to join the discussion, Mark, will get that phone number.
That phone number is 215-763-9596.
And our topic is actually, culinary question. Where do you go to get your cheesesteak here in Philadelphia? Or if you're not from Philly, where do you go get it?
Nah, I mean, or best cheesesteak spot.
Okay.
Yeah,
best cheesesteak spot.
In the city.
This is very debatable in the city.
Okay.
Especially like if you out of town. If you out of town and that joint say Philly cheesesteak, I don't want no parts of it.
Yeah.
Staying far away.
Yeah.
So
and just for the record, if you say Pasadeno's, we're immediately clicking you off.
I do not want to hear no Pasadeno's. Absolutely not.
Yeah. But anyway, we're starting, a little bit different today. Normally we start with NFL. The playoffs are underway and whatnot. And speaking of playoffs, we have the Rogers chair. I'm not sure, Mark. Do you want to, slant that chair a little bit so our fan,
so they can see it.
Yeah, the Rogers chair.
I'm gonna throw it up there. Please don't strike me down if I.
Show that candle too.
Oh, the candle.
Yeah.
Hold up.
We are blessed.
Wow. Yeah, this is extreme.
Yeah. So.
What does it smell like? I'm in the candle.
Does that smell pretty good?
Okay.
Yeah,
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
All right. You can set the mood with this candle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This time we're leading with basketball.
Absolutely. There's a lot been going on with basketball. Since last Tuesday there was a big trade. I don't know if everybody heard that Big 14 trade that happened. Apparently, James Harden, who has been a very interesting talking point on this show for all the right and wrong reasons, has now joined both KD and Kyrie Irving in Brooklyn to form a brand new Big Three. And it's been 2 games so far between, the reuniting of James Harden and Kevin Durant. I believe the first time since, was it 2012 or 2013?
I want to say 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the first time those two have been teammates ever since then. They played Orlando and, last night against the
Milwaukee Bucks.
Milwaukee Bucks and the
Number one defense in the NBA.
Actually, that's the Knicks now.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's the Lakers.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's Tom Thibodeau, so.
Oh yeah. I mean, he got them playing 40 minutes a game. I get it.
Yeah. It's gonna wear them knees out.
Emmanuel quickly look good now, but he ain't gonna be quick by the end of the season.
Yeah, Julius Randle's putting up, baby Jokic numbers, honestly.
Yo, yeah, Randall's tough.
Yeah, he might most improved player right there. I
Yeah,
think he's putting up 20, 11, and 6, I believe.
yeah, he looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Harden to Brooklyn, that was the big calling card. Jared Allen, one of honestly probably like, not being right, the best player that Brooklyn lost is now in Cleveland, and now Cleveland is the island of big men, big tall ball.
Yeah, they're doing what the Sixers did back in that process stuff that people keep talking about.
Honestly, I just want them to just do a tall ball line with Kevin Love playing point guard.
That'd be something. They'd get smoked.
Yeah.
They get every rebound, but
I mean, all you gotta do is play 2-3 zone.
that's
I
true.
mean, look at them passing lanes. Just
That's
7-foot wingspans everywhere, man. You can't get a pass out.
That's true.
Yeah, but Karis LeVert also went to Indiana, but unfortunately, Karis LeVert is out indefinitely.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, a blessing in disguise for him because I guess since he got his physical, because he went to a new team, they found that on his kidney. But if
Yeah.
if he wasn't traded, he would never have gotten a physical. I mean, who knows personally if he would have gotten a physical, but
Yeah.
team wise, he wouldn't have got one if he didn't
Right.
get traded. So maybe that could have, possibly saved his life. I mean, that's
Nah,
that's a blessing.
That is a blessing. That's
Yeah.
what happened with Chris Bosh, and they found him blood clots and
Yeah,
stuff.
and that happened with former Eagles long snapper John Dornbos when he got traded to the Saints. They found. Yeah.
I mean, overall, I mean, you actually called me when it happened. Like, you called me when I was, like, looking down at my phone.
You want to know why I called you? Because as soon as I saw that happen, I'm like, listen, he's probably gonna punch a wall in like his brand new apartment, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let you do that.
Thank
And
you.
listen, I'm just a great friend. I'm a great friend. I like to listen. I like to listen.
He didn't even interrupt me.
Yeah, no, it's the airing of grievances. Like, dog, I watched somebody. Listen, I was on the phone with somebody cursing me out for 30 minutes. I got patience. So
Yeah, it was rough because like the previous, like the night before, right? Ben Simmons had just played so terrible, and everyone's like, a lot of people are like, yo, we're done with Ben. I'm like, uh-oh. Then James Harden is like, yeah, look, can't win with these guys, even though they took his words out of context because he was actually talking about how they couldn't compete with the Lakers. He wasn't saying like they couldn't win in general, but you know how that goes. And then next thing you know, like the following morning, all the rumblings start happening. I'm like, oh my God, it's about to finally happen. I'm getting excited. I'm hearing, oh, they don't want to get rid of Maxey. I'm like, I like Maxey, but peace. Like, come on, we about to get him. Next thing you know, I'm like, no, where Brooklyn come
that look
from?
that Carm gave you right now was.
Like I said, I like Maxey, but peace. And then now Brooklyn comes out of nowhere.
Whoa!
And then before you know it,
Whoa there.
my heart is broken. I'm screaming.
Can we just get into depth with this, please? Because you know how he is. He's gonna get all emotional about this.
I'm not.
But can we just like?
I mean,
God.
listen. I'm thinking this is a way of role playing right now. We're setting the mood. Before we get into the action, we're getting the foreplay out of the way. Before
Okay, good, y'all. Y'all get your foreplay out of the way, and I'll sit here and I'll just relax. But you guys have foreplay, and I'll just sit here.
Anywho, I don't know what y'all on right now. But no, I was devastated. And I was devastated because not only is James Harden now in the Eastern Conference, he's in our division. Not only is that, he's playing with Kevin Durant. Like, what? The two of the best scorers of our generation? Are you kidding me? Like, arguably. Like, it's like Michael, Kobe, Durant, Harden. Like, those are the scorers. Those are the scorers. And now you just put two of them together in their prime. That's a problem.
Listen, Tracy McGrady, if you ever listen to the show, we're sorry for the omission.
And see that? See, you called him Tracy. He'll never go by T-Mac, so that's why he wasn't even mentioned.
Whoa, here.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't get along.
You called him Tracy. At least call him T-Mac.
Listen, that's what his
Nah.
is, man.
Now he's Tracy because at the end of his career he was falling off. All right, that's why they started calling him Tracy. All right, if you want to give him those little 2-3 year stretches when he was healthy, cool. But James Harden's been doing it for as long as he's been in Houston.
So from what I heard, I thought that we were in talks of getting James Harden, but people weren't responding to us or something, and it didn't fall through. So the deal was trying to happen, it just didn't happen. So it's not like it wasn't in process. It's just maybe James obviously wanted to go play with KD. obviously. So it's like, is that really our fault? I mean, yeah, we still have Ben, but if we tried to get Harden and it didn't fall through, I mean, that's just how the chips fell.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like, I get it. We tried. We tried. But if you look at what Brooklyn got back, like, all right, I kind of would have did it too because they got like 8 picks. But those picks aren't really going to be good until like 26, 27. That's a long time from now. Victor Oladipo has an expiring contract. He's not staying.
It doesn't matter because like when you look at what OKC got, when they, went full nuclear and got all those picks can eventually, get traded up for, a much higher.
Get you
pick.
something else.
Yeah. So like that's exactly like how OKC, how the Rockets did it. They got accumulated draft picks, young prospects, and that's how they got James Harden.
Yeah.
And, Houston is an actual, a destination in which, players want to go to, like
Strip clubs.
Yeah.
Warm weather.
Yeah.
H-Town.
They got BBs.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it on air, but my bros listening, they know what BBs is.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, so obviously this trade with Harden was a huge, huge blockbuster deal. Okay, no one's denying that, and I know we're not on the end of it that you would have liked this to be at. And yeah, Ben didn't play the best his last game, and it's not really, he's not looking too good at the moment. But I have hopes for us.
The moment.
I mean, I have hopes for us because I have to have hope because that's what our situation is. So it's like you got to try to look up because this is what it is. And now I know we're in talks of possibly getting another scorer. We're getting someone else. Maybe Levine is talked about on the pod. Who knows? So maybe that could work for us. Maybe our way to the chip isn't like the red carpet way to the chip, like a Harden grab would have been. But maybe we'll still get there in another way, another time frame. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year. Maybe
aren't you tired of saying that?
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, at the end of it all, if we tried to get Harden and it didn't work out because he wants to play with KD, because obviously he's hung up on KD because he kept saying like, oh, when you play with really good players, it's easy. I just wanted to say to him, okay, so when you play with Chris Paul, when you play with Russell Westbrook, MVP, Chris Paul, Hall of Famer, all-time point guard, when you play with Clint Capella, when you played with, whoever you wanted to play with, they weren't really, really good players. It's just like, let's take accountability for your failings when it came down to the wire and how your help with these star players still didn't help you. So now you got KD who will carry you when you mess up. So now you're feeling good and comfortable.
Anywho.
That's the facts. That is the facts. He's had everything he's wanted. You know the story of Houston, how they have like catered to him and all his wants and his ass and everything.
But here's the thing. I think the love for KD is because he knows KD's better than him. That's different. That's different. Like you show love to that people.
But
like,
here's the thing: just how he ended with Houston, he's like, I didn't disrespect anybody, and that whole tweet. Let's just read the tweet.
You gotta do what you gotta do to get out of town.
No, let's just read the tweet here.
I'm sorry.
Let's just read the tweet.
Do I respect it? No, but is he going now and happy and then took off the fat suit and make hell sense?
That's all added into like his legacy and how he's it is though.
Nobody gonna remember that when he wins the championship.
No. People remember. Just like Houston right now, the Houston fans are like literally trashing his new restaurant that hasn't even opened yet.
He has a restaurant?
Yeah, he has a restaurant, a steakhouse called 13 in Houston. It's not open yet. It's about to open. And all the Houston people in Houston are like commenting on the page already saying it's trash, saying, oh yeah, we were good, but we just couldn't make it, like trashing it. So it's like, for me, here's my thing. He knew that his agent, whoever was in talks with the Nets to get him over there, he knew it was right there. So yes, you said out of context with the quote that he said, but just saying that in general was so unnecessary and so kind of classless. It wasn't classy. It's like, you're leaving tomorrow. So it's like, why even say any of that? Because that just, like DeMarcus said, when he was making comments like, you're just like, we didn't do anything to you. You're leaving a sour taste in their mouths. Like, yeah, Houston gave him a little video, whatever. We love you, James Harden. Thanks for being MVP with us, blah, 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 blah. But it's like the comments that he made were unnecessary. And then when Shaq said what he said about Harden, I was like, yo, Shaq is just keeping it a bean. It got nothing to do with
Shaq was backpedaling so bad yesterday. I do not want to hear it. He was cradling that man's kahunas yesterday. I do not want to hear it.
It doesn't matter, but he said what he said.
Faster than the quarterback.
He said what he said. And then with Harden, let me just read this to you about Harden. And then he says, we do all of this talking about uplifting the next African-American athlete / male. Yeah. And some of these ex-NBA players use national TV or their own social media to do the opposite. Yep. I see it. I just say to myself, the real never lose. Salute to Dwayne Wade for being solid. First of all, Harden, maybe if you acted like respectable with some class, maybe no one will come at you and say nothing about you. And nothing to do with being African American, nothing about it. You handled it badly. You didn't have to do that. You knew you were leaving. You should have just kept your mouth shut. Thank you for the press conference. Goodbye. You didn't have to say none of the stuff that you said. And then not showing up for practices, how he acted. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. You're putting him on another like an expectation when he's a player like everybody else in the league. Yes, he's MVP, but there's been a lot of MVPs, great, amazing players, but no one's acting a fool. So it's like you got the backlash. You should deserved it. You should have said that. Like that was corny. Like it's like you never had help. He's had Westbrook, CP3. Like you can't tell me he hasn't had help. Like he's had people, superstars.
All right. So real quick, let me ask y'all this. So now that Harden is now in the Eastern Conference, he is now with the Brooklyn Nets. Mm-hmm. What do you think the Philadelphia 76ers chances are currently the way this roster is constructed?
Eastern Conference Finals.
Sixers?
Yes.
Eastern Conference Finals?
Yes.
Yeah.
Against who?
Boom. Nets.
Obviously against the Nets.
So now we can beat Boston. Now we can beat Boston and Milwaukee?
What about Milwaukee impresses you?
Nothing. I'm just saying we haven't been able to beat them.
We never played them in a 7-game series either. So
that's true. I'm just saying. So all right. So here's another thing. So we got Boston twice this week. Apparently we're gonna find out tonight if Seth Curry is gonna be available for the game like tomorrow and everything. So there's a chance we might be at full strength. I feel like the Sixers gotta really like go in on Boston like this week. They gotta like treat it like a playoff game because this is gonna show us where this team is going to be because we've been getting spanked by Boston for years. And let's not forget, Boston is only getting better. They're only improving. Like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they're only improving. So we got to really smoke them. If we don't like do anything remotely close to that, there's a problem. There's a problem because like I said, the way we are constructed, like Joel, he's going to get his. We know he's going to get his. But it's still up in the air. Who's coming after Joel? Who's going to be consistent giving us points? Like, who's going to do anything once Joel isn't there? It's sad that so far, I mean, the season's still young, that we haven't even won a game when Joel hasn't played. Like, it's like, all right, so we're paying you $180 for what? You make $30 million a year for what? And we can't even, like, beat mediocre teams when our guy is out. And it's like no one's even having the heart besides Shake Milton and Tyrese Maxey, the only two guys who are stepping up to, and their bench players might have had you, who are the only guys who's like, yo, let's go. We're going to do this.
Well, I mean, but just for example, I mean, just because they're bench players, there's still players on the team. It's a team sport. They contribute. I get what you're saying with the Stars. Just like last night with the Warriors against the Lakers. The Warriors beat the Lakers last night. Why? Because of their bench. Their bench carried them the entire way. Yes, Steph came in and did Steph things, and Steph is an amazing player. But the bench carried them and kept them in that game. So sometimes when your stars aren't doing what they got to do, you lean on your bench. And that's what they're for.
And you also got to realize that this is probably the deepest in terms of scoring that the 76ers has had throughout the entire Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons area.
Agreed,
so now
100%.
the fact that Steph Curry is back and Shake Milton and Tyrese Maxey are going on the bench, you got two guys, especially.
Don't forget Isaiah Joe.
Yeah, no, you got two legitimate guys who can give you 30 off the bench if called upon. Like obviously, Shake Milton the other night had 31 and 7. Tyrese Maxey had 39, coming into a role of starting, especially with everybody else out. And you still got Dwight Howard. Isaiah Joe has definitely shown that he could definitely shoot the ball as well.
Really good.
Yeah. So overall, I like the makeup of the team, especially when you add in Joel Embiid. Because here's the thing: this whole Joel Embiid missing games, none of that's going to happen. Like when he makes the playoffs, unless there's some catastrophic injury. Fingers knock on wood. But
yes, please.
We all did it.
And here's the thing: like the entire Eastern Conference, there's nobody in the Eastern Conference that can check Joel Embiid.
No.
And if you're going to try to throw a double team on him, we have legitimate spacing now that we haven't had in the years past.
I do agree.
That is going to make them pay. It's probably going to leave Joel Embiid on the island.
Yeah.
So what Brad Stevens is able to do in the past, with Daniel Tice, Al Horford, and now with the combination of Robert Williams, Taco Fall, and all the other, center bums. But
I agree.
Yeah, like I don't think I think it's a different team. And look at it last year. The Sixers, even with Brett Brown, we beat them 3 out of 4 times
during the season.
Yeah.
I get it. We didn't have been in the playoffs.
Yeah, so I'm like,
but we still should have got one game, and that's the problem.
Yeah, but listen, better coaching staff, a way more invigorated Joel Embiid, better spacing. I expect this team to have I don't expect this team to be a second round out. If this team is a second round out, then there's a problem.
Okay. Another question I'm asking y'all. So when we lost to Toronto a couple years ago with the bounce, right? The way that team was constructed versus the team now, which team do y'all think is better?
I think this team.
Okay.
The team that we had before, I mean, obviously, I know everybody I would rather have like Jimmy Butler as a closer as opposed to Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
But when you look at the team a few years ago, it was way too top heavy.
Right.
So like,
you have a better bench.
Yeah, we have a much better bench, better spacing on the floor, and Joel Embiid doesn't look tired or like he looks like it's laboring.
He looks really good.
Yeah.
What do you think, Carmen?
I think the team that we have this year is better. I mean, of course, I love Jimmy, and that's something I've always kind of been a little mad at the Sixers about. But then letting Jimmy go, even though he wanted to go, I love Jimmy. But I think that this year we just look better, and I feel like with time comes growth, comes maturity, and I feel like being through all that, maybe Joel, obviously he was upset when that stuff happened with Toronto, the cry meme, all that. So I feel like he's been kind of through the heartbreak and embarrassment of losing in a way on the big stage. So I feel like now he's like, yo, I need to get it together. I'm going to, like he wants to be that superstar.
Yeah.
So he's like, I've been through it. Let me get it together.
And also, as opposed to years past, we got Dwight Howard and Joel Embiid. So we got Danny Green. We
got vets.
Yeah, we got legitimate, veteran presence, on our sidelines. As opposed to like years past, it was like, yo, who's the person that's getting us to come together? Because years past, like before that, it was Jimmy Butler. It was supposed to be Brett Brown, but obviously Brett Brown's not there. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons were way too young. But now that Dwight Howard, Danny Green's there, I think they're molding Joel Embiid because like you're seeing Joel Embiid communicate with everybody. We're seeing Ben Simmons communicate with everybody. We're seeing everybody, not only playing well and executing well, but we're seeing everybody have fun. And I think that's a major thing. Like we're 7-1 at home. And, everybody's looks like they're having a good time. Like, everybody's rooting for each other. And I think, like, that's a major thing. So, like, when Isaiah Joe and, like, with Dakota Mathias before, we got waves, like, made those 3-pointers, in an overtime game against Miami, like, the energy just felt different.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. And I've been harping on this the entire season. I just need to know who is our second guy. And I was comfortable knowing back then that, hey, Joel's my guy. Jimmy Butler's my second, Tobias my third. Like, I was comfortable knowing that. Now, I honestly feel like that team back then that we lost to against Toronto was better in the way it's constructed. Like, I know that our bench has improved. We've got shooters. We got the spacing. But we still have a lot of the same questions at the end of the day. And that's what's frustrating to me. Like, until I, in my heart of hearts, feel that we are going to have, like, a second or third option, I don't see us doing much. I really don't.
So my question to you is, since we didn't get Harden, is that like where your annoyance truly lies, or is just in general with the team us not having that second, third?
It's not the getting Harden part. I'm not worried about that because that only came up like going into this season. I had the same mindset. Who's going to be our second guy? So knowing like, okay, if we get a James Harden, that's our second guy. That's going to answer a lot of our questions. Yeah, we're going to lose out on defense. Okay. But like you get perimeter scoring, which you've been dying for, a guy who can get his own bucket. James Harden is a great playmaker. He does get steals. Like he might not lock a person down, but at the end of the day, you got Joel Embiid behind you. Like, is perimeter defense like that crazy when you got Joel Embiid behind you? That's all I'm saying. I can see if we have nothing. Like, Brooklyn has nothing behind them. Like, I get it. Now they're going to shoot the lights out. But, like, all right, once you get past James Harden and Kevin Durant, like, ain't nothing there. It's cake. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it's like, we got to keep up with their scoring. And when Joel's not there, we can't really keep up with people scoring like that. And so we're going to put all this pressure on a young Shake. Shake just got here.
I mean, but that's
don't put that pressure on. I'm sorry, not Shake, Maxey.
But he
just got here.
At the end of it all, they're NBA players. That's what they're here to do. If we got to put it on, we got to put it on. They got to play up to their potential. Here's the thing: any NBA player, rookie, sophomore, whatever, if you get the opportunity to put on for your team and score and be that guy, you want to be that guy. That's the opportunity you want. Okay. So they're going to show up.
Also, question: Did you have that same sentiment about when it comes to Tyrese Maxey and Shake Milton? And as compared to what Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum did, in their rookie years when both Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward were out.
So were you like thinking that someone were probably holding them back?
No, like they became the guys. They became the scorers. They became the offense, and now they are Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum because they became that when they were rooks, when they were young.
But see, we wouldn't have never known that We wouldn't. That's another thing. That's another thing. Like, I'm tired of like the unknown when you have something like right in front of your face. So I asked Chris this off air before we started. So I'm going to ask you this as well. So do you really like Ben Simmons, or is it the possibility of what he can become?
I do like Ben Simmons. I do like him.
The product that he's been putting out on the court, I'm not even giving him 4 years no more because he took a year off because of his foot. He should have been working on his jumper. So he's been here with us for 5 years. You're cool with that?
Because I never expected him to be a shooter. That's not what I thought he was going to be.
It's not about the shooting
but I just like him just as what he brings to the table. I like. Period. Okay. Regardless of the shooting, whatever, and I know that's a weakness that he has. I like just off of who he brings to the table. I do like him. I do.
First of all, the last game was the first game he had multiple threes, so that's progress.
Oh, he was lighting it up.
Listen,
listen, shoot your shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So he might airball it, but that's I think Matt Barnes said that like Ben Simmons got to stop being scared to shoot it. Like, screw it. If he airballs it and gets embarrassed, but if he keeps shooting it and say he gets better, then that's what we want him. That's what we want from him. What do we want from him? We want him to shoot, take a chance, and try, or we want to do nothing.
Real quick. And you're listening to O-Town Radio WJYN 98.5. We're talking Ben Simmons. We're talking Philadelphia. We're talking NBA for the top of the hour. And 6 o'clock on the top of the hour, we're going to have an interview with Bluefield College wide receiver Lowell Patron Jr. And NFL playoffs. If you want to call in, give that call number to join the discussion.
215-763-9596.
Listen, call in. We don't bite. But anyway.
Yeah, so for me, I want to see Ben shoot it. Keep shooting, Ben.
To be honest, for me, I don't want him to shoot.
I'd
rather him be aggressive. Like, and like actually develop a move. Like, I feel like Giannis is now getting exposed because he don't even have a move. And I would love if Ben Simmons even played remotely close to what Giannis plays like currently now, with him airballing multiple threes, don't know what to do with the ball when he's on the block. Like, I would love that pure aggression. You at least give me
How
that.
Is Ben not aggressive?
I'm cool with it.
What?
No.
Come on, Carmen, don't do that. Don't do that.
How is he not aggressive?
Come on,
He doesn't take it to the hole. He doesn't take it to the rack. He doesn't.
If Embiid is out 9 shots is unacceptable. And they wasn't even shots. He's still scared to get to the free throw line. Come on, yo. Well, don't do that.
They talk the same thing about Giannis. Giannis can't make free throws. Giannis, when he gets to the
third, fourth quarter, does it though. Like, he doesn't stop. Ben Simmons is not going to shoot a 3 for another 5 weeks now.
Because Ben Simmons' first idea is to facilitate.
Okay.
They're 2 different games. Like, Giannis is, that all-around presence. Like Ben Simmons was brought in to be a point guard. And honestly, if you watch Ben Simmons from LSU, he was never a scorer.
He wasn't. Yeah, but he looked better in LSU than he ever did for the Sixers.
Well, yeah, because the level of competition. Yeah, but here's the thing, I don't get why people how come he just doesn't be more aggressive? How come he doesn't be a scorer? I told everybody he was never going to be LeBron James. If you thought that this man was going to be LeBron James coming out, then you have a well-crafted fantasy reality than I do.
That is lost.
Yeah, but here's the thing, if anything, I told everybody, I'm like, listen. I see more Lamar Odom and Ben Simmons than I do.
Yes. This is something we see eye to eye.
But that's fine. Why can't he be? That's what he is. Why can't he be there?
No, I don't have a problem. Fine. I don't have a problem with Lamar Odom.
Basically, I just want to eliminate the whole conversation of Ben Simmons is not gonna. Let's get another shooter in there. Let's get someone else. No, what's up?
I don't have a problem with that.
Ben Simmons is gonna give us what he gives us.
No, but this isn't an advocacy of me wanting to get rid of him. No,
I know.
But here's the thing: Lamar Odom was a real significant contributor to that Clippers team during the mid 2000s that finally got out of the first round in so and so years. Corey Maggette, Elton Brand, those guys. Then he went to LA, contributed off the bench, 6th man of the year, and contributed 2 titles. Mm-hmm. So honestly, if Lamar Odom could do that, and I feel like Ben Simmons, just from a defensive standpoint, is a lot better than what Lamar Odom is. But Lamar Odom, in my opinion, is a much more polished scorer, especially coming out of Rhode Island, and a much better free throw shooter. Yeah. So it's kind of they're the same players, in terms of build and style, but one does better significantly in one department than the other.
Yeah.
So I feel like Ben Simmons can contribute to a championship team, but
not the way that we need him here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, no. If Ben Simmons is let's say Ben Simmons was in Brooklyn instead of Kyrie.
That's perfect.
That's perfect. He doesn't need to score.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: Ben Simmons' worth is, setting everybody up. Ben Simmons leads the league in getting everybody open 3-point shooting. I found this 3-point shooting splits with and without Ben Simmons. Steph Curry is shooting 60% for 3 when Ben Simmons is in the game, 50% without. I mean, Curry's still lights out. He's still one of the best 3-point shooters at all time. And the other Curry brother. Tobias Harris, 46% to 40. Embiid, and Joel Embiid, 44% to 16.7 without, Ben Simmons. Danny Green, 42 to 22. Shake Milton, 41% to 20. Tyrese Maxey, 38%, nearly 38% to 29. Feivel, 33-18, and Mike Scott is still shooting in the 20s.
Still Mike Scott.
Yeah. So, honestly, like, from what I've been reading, like, Ben Simmons' value is, getting guys open looks.
Yeah, that's fine. I get it.
Yeah, but
I get it. That's not what we need him to do for us to win a championship. Now, there's one thing I always become my little ESPN stats or whatever. So I wanted to bring up something important because like a lot of people are quick to say like, well, this person never did this in the playoffs, or they don't have a ring, or they don't do this and they don't do that. Well, from my research, and I'm going back to the 1980s, truly only dynasties really win championships if you want to be technical. So in the 80s, right, Lakers won 5, Boston won 3. The Sixers and Pistons, they snuck one in, right? They snuck those in between the Lakers and Boston's run. In the 90s, we all know the Bulls won 6. Rockets won 2 those years when Mike was out. Once again, Pistons snuck one in. Spurs snuck one in at the end of the 90s. In the 2000s,
the
Lakers
Pistons really sneak one in. I mean, those bad boys teams, they did win back.
I wouldn't say snuck one in because technically it is back to back. I just broke it down by decades. Yeah. So like they got theirs, like they got theirs.
The bad boys were not a joke, man.
Yeah, no, not at all. Like I'm not going to sit here and say like they were like a Dallas Mavericks in whenever year they won. I'm not going to sit here and say they're that. But even the 2000s, like the Lakers won 4, Spurs won 3, Pistons once again. Now that was a sneak in at the end of the Lakers dynasty. Heat, Boston, like they won. Now the 2010s was a little bit different because we had a little bit more winners, but a lot of the people that the winners beat were people like in the middle of their dynasty. So it's like they were still going head to head. Like, for example, like Dallas beat the Heat in the beginning of their dynasty. The Spurs beat the Heat towards the end of their dynasty. Golden State smacks Cleveland for 3 during, if you want to say, could be a dynasty because they're in the finals every year. Cleveland gets 1 on Golden State. Toronto gets 1 at the end of the Golden State dynasty. So since 1980, if we're being technical, only the dynasties have won championships. So all those little one-offs, it might be like less than 7 since 1980 have snuck in. And that goes to my point. If you get an opportunity to get a ring in the middle of dynasties, you do it.
Okay, so let's get someone else. Let's give somebody a shooter, a scorer to add to what we have now.
Yeah.
Let's move Ben to the 4
honestly,
and let's bring in a shooter.
Let's move Ben to like Washington or something.
Honestly, all you're telling me is that for all the things that you've been telling me about James Harden being a top 5 player, he can't be the best player in a championship team.
That's not what I'm telling you.
He's not, though.
That's not what I'm telling you because he's not on a dynasty team. You need stars.
What?
You need stars.
I'm sorry.
These teams have stars.
Chris Paul's not a star. Russell Westbrook's not a star.
They weren't on the team together. What? These guys have like 3 All-Stars. All these championship teams for the most part.
So now we need 3 All-Stars to win anything.
Have you not watched the NBA? What do you mean?
That's not true.
How many All-Stars did the Lakers had last year?
Last year? They had 2. I mean, that's LeBron and AD. That's top 5 players.
What about with the Bulls? They had 2.
What Bulls?
Jordan and Pippen.
Come on, y'all. You get what I'm saying?
Let's talk about the Warriors.
All right, fine.
Superstars. They had Steph and Clay.
Superstars.
So who?
Clay's a superstar?
Yes. Look at the Warriors without him. Steph is willing these guys. And who knows how long he's going to be able to keep this up.
Okay, but James Harden had Chris Paul. James Harden had Russell Westbrook. What are you saying?
No, they're not superstars.
Russell Westbrook.
All right, Westbrook, I'll give him that.
Chris Paul's not a superstar.
Chris Paul's not a superstar anymore. No,
wow, you'll do anything just to make Harden look good.
I'm not. Chris Paul's not a superstar anymore.
Okay.
Check his numbers.
Okay.
He's still good.
Check his numbers. He just willed the whole OKC Thunder with nobody to the freaking second round in the bubble.
He got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
And he is changing the foundation.
So that's one person, Alexander, and Chris Paul, which is 2. All
right.
So Chris Paul is a superstar.
No, he's a star. It's different.
What?
There's only a handful of superstars in the NBA.
But here's the
thing.
It's
usually the guys who are like top 10.
So how many superstars were on that Cavs team?
Back then, when they won,
Yes.
I'd say 2.
LeBron and who?
I'd say 2.
Kyrie's not a superstar. He's a star.
And top 10 during that time. Kyrie was definitely a top 10 during that time.
Mark, you're tripping. You're tripping. So now so now that Harden is with KD, a legitimate superstar, now he's set to win now.
He's not set to win, but he has a great chance.
Oh no, here's the thing. No, I'm not trying to hear that. So here's the thing. The way that their team is currently constructed, are they winning the finals this year?
Possibly. They can get there. I don't know. They don't got nothing for AD. They don't got nothing for AD.
I don't want to hear possibly. Listen, if you're that much of a believer in James Harden's ability, and now the fact that he's playing with a superstar, and now the fact that Kevin Durant, even coming back from the Achilles tear, is averaging 30. Yep. Kyrie's coming back. They still got Joe Harris. Yep. Are they beating the Lakers in the 7-game series?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Okay then. So if they don't do that, then it's a flop.
Then it is what it is. We're in the beginning of the Lakers' new dynasty. That's going back to my point again.
So the point about this is stop acting like Harden. It was like the end all be all for us.
For us, the Sixers, he would have been. So because James Harden, Embiid, in my opinion, could have beat LeBron James. I just can't believe you just said that Harden never had superstars with him on his team. That's a joke. There's only a handful of superstars in the league.
And even if we're counting superstars, I mean, we can count his time in OKC.
Right.
They were young. They were young.
Now they're young.
Come on, yo. Why y'all doing this?
Here's the thing. You're just using every excuse.
Don't do this, Carm. Oh, come on, yo.
Oh, we were young then. We're men now.
I'm sorry.
They said it.
A 21-year-old Kevin Durant showed up in the finals. Russell Westbrook showed up in the finals. James Harden and Serge Ibaka didn't.
What you want from your 6-man, dog?
What? So now nobody's accountable. Now no one's accountable except actually James Harden is never accountable. Everybody else is accountable but James Harden. He was the superstar core of his team of the Rockets, and he failed them every time he got to the big moment. That's it, period. Now he's with KD, who will carry him. So now he has the possibility of getting the title. Just say that what it is. Stop trying to act like Harden is the end-all, be-all of life of dynasties. Like, what are you talking about? Harden couldn't get it on his own. Now he's going to ride KD's coattails.
No one's gotten it on their own. That's why I pulled this up.
No. What I'm saying is, but the way you talk like Harden is like the sole answer. Like the sole answer to everything.
At the end of a dynasty.
What does the end of a dynasty have to do with anything? A dynasty
still got one. That's what I'm saying. When you get a chance to want to get a ring, get a ring.
Oh, Marcus, I can't even talk.
So let me get this straight. So Kawhi Leonard can win a ring with Kyle Lowry being the second best player, but James Harden couldn't do it with Chris Paul. And here's the thing: they were up 3.
Thank you, Chris.
And they were up 3-2, even when Chris Paul was out, and he shot 40% and shot 25% from 3.
Thanks, Chris.
Hey, I mean, there's good games and there's bad games.
Oh, now. So no one can have a good and a bad game, but James Harden.
I just said James Harden had a bad game.
Okay.
I know the game when the Rockets missed 23 threes. I know the game when James Harden had 13 turnovers twice in the playoffs. I know that. I know all that stuff. I also know he has 66 wins throughout the playoffs. Took his team to the Western Conference twice throughout the playoffs. Lost to the dynasty Golden State Warriors. Like, I get it. What can you do? Like, what can you do? Now he's in a good position.
It's okay. You can. I really hope.
All I'm saying is that LeBron was able to, uplift and, raise up to the.
LeBron's different.
No, because LeBron is a generational. He's a player's player. He's for the team. James Harden's for himself.
No, LeBron's just LeBron. He's the king.
And he's for his team.
That's why when
LeBron can be a lot of things. LeBron can be like, screw the team. I'm LeBron James. I carry every team that I'm on. I just said he could be.
That's not his makeup.
I just said he could be.
That's why when he hit that 3 and turned around and looked at the bench, it was like
he could be. I'm not saying that's what he is. I'm saying LeBron has the capability to be a jerk, but he's not. James Harden chooses. He has all this talent and chooses to be how he is. Like, stop making excuses for him.
You just admit you don't like him. That's all.
I don't gotta admit nothing. I respect him as a player, but I don't think that he's gonna carry anybody anywhere because he hasn't.
Well, he would have carried us. All right.
Nah, he
would have carried us.
But here's the
thing,
Mark. But here's the thing, Mark. We didn't get him, so that's.
I know. I'm over it. I let it go. I let it go.
I'm glad because that's not happening now. So let's just get ready for the Nets and prepare for them. That's all we can do.
That's all we can do.
Listen, Mark. Last question before we move on something else. Move on to the next topic. What is your reaction going to be if the Sixers beat the Nets in 7?
I will shut up. I will shut up. And I'll give Doc Rivers and Embiid a lot of credit.
Oh, just them?
Yo, if Ben Simmons does something, I will shut up.
Are pigs flying?
I would. I mean, because I'm a realist. So I only talk about what my eyes see.
Me too.
So if I see the Sixers smash the Nets in the 7-game series, what you mean?
All I'm saying is, in in sports. I mean, in the playoffs, especially in the NBA, the game slows down. So,
and that's my concern.
I'm just saying, like, I'm saying DeAndre Jordan gets into foul trouble against Joel Embiid. What's
unstoppable?
Next? Then what's next? Jeff Green?
Unstoppable. Embiid is going to have a cakewalk against
Let me just say.
But who's going to guard Durant and Harden on the perimeter?
So to get off that,
duplicate Ben Simmons.
Oh, you know how a few months ago you were like, oh, we'll try with Tobias Harris in your pitch to trade James Harden for Ben Simmons.
We'll try it.
Well, yeah, Ben Simmons. Yeah. Ben Simmons, do your best. Yeah. This is your calling card now. Yeah, listen, go against Kevin Durant for 40 minutes. Slow him down.
Good luck. That ain't no slowing that man down.
Well, listen, here's the
thing. There's no slowing him down. I mean, especially getting Eastern Conference Player of the Week. So, and you know who was a runner-up to the Eastern Conference Player of the Week? Shake Milton, because he had an excellent week. He had a very excellent week. So Shake's been on fire. But all right, let's move on from that because I think we spent a little bit too much time on that.
So moving on, I think last night's game. I'm just gonna say the Nets and the Bucks. I feel like the Bucks.
We were done with them.
No, I just want to talk about the Bucks now. The Bucks had the possibility of winning that game. They definitely could have won that game. Someone call me.
Why didn't they win that game?
Because they have poor shot selection and they have poor shot selection. First of all.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, their last 1 minute of play was just I don't know what they were doing or thinking.
Oh, looks like we're gonna call it.
Okay, cool.
98.5 WJYN was calling.
It's Jordan.
Hey Jordan, how's it going, man?
My guy Jordan, Happy New Year.
What up? Happy New Year.
Hey Jordan.
Yeah, man, it's been a while, man.
So let's get into it. Here's my reaction. I'm not surprised what happened with the Houston and Philly trade. I'm not surprised at all. Daryl Morey, the way how he handled the situation with Tillman Fertitta, of course that's going to leave a bad taste in his mouth. So of course he's going to, excuse my French, cock block and stop that trade from happening. But it is a bit deflating in a way. Because the way Joel Embiid is playing right now, I mean, with James Harden there, that could have been something. So it's a bit deflating in a way. But I feel like you guys are like a well-oiled machine. But I will say this. I feel like I will be shocked if Ben Simmons is going to be a 76ers next season. I think regardless if y'all going to make it to the playoffs, finals, I think he's going to be out of there next season. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
As far as Brooklyn, the offensive firepower these guys are capable of cannot be ignored. The depth is a question. And I think for you to win a championship, not only do you need a squad, you need depth. You need those wild card guys. You need those energizer bunnies, those rebounders, those guys, those defenders, those guys that guy you can depend on to get a stop. That's what I'm worried about. And defensively, they're a bit shaky. But as far as them making to the final, I mean, I can't complain. I'm from Brooklyn, so I cannot complain. But what I'm saying is that can they make it to the finals this particular year? That's questionable. But as far as Ben Simmons goes, listen, you've heard of I brought this up into a conversation. Have you ever heard of Dennis Rodman ever in your life? Have you ever heard this man ever impacting the game by scoring?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Draymond Green, have you ever heard that? Even to this day, have you ever heard that man impacting the game and scoring?
No. I saw him miss a wide open layup last night.
Paid this man $100 million, and this man is the facilitator. This man knows what the hell to do. Steph goes, he knows where everybody's spots are. That's what I feel like Ben Simmons' game should be. It should be at least comparable to Draymond Green to take on that. Well, he is a facilitator, but as far as taking on that, as far as taking on the mentality of you don't have to shoot the three, you don't have to have a jump shot to impact a game. You don't have to scoring. It's not the only thing that matters to impact a game or win a championship.
Thanks, Jordan.
That's Jordan. That's very fair. You bring up a good point with that.
Made a lot of sense, Jordan.
You did. My only thing is Ben Simmons doesn't have the defensive mind of Draymond Green quite yet. So I get that. Like Draymond Green alone because of his film study and preparation, can tell you what a team is about to run, get his guys in the place, and that's done. Yes, he is an absolute leader. He will also shoot wide open shots when they are available. So I'll give him that. Are they going to go in? Nah, don't know. Seen him travel last night for a clutch bucket that the refs completely missed. But, hey, I mean, you got to take them. But, no, those are very valid points. But the way that this Philadelphia team is constructed, they need Ben Simmons to do more. And, unfortunately, he's not going to be able to. So that's why I feel like we don't really have a chance to go too far in the playoffs.
But I feel like y'all got vets there. Y'all got two guys there that just won a championship. So they know exactly what it takes to get to the finals. That's what I'm saying. You can't summarily, you guys have a Curry. You guys have a Curry on your team. Y'all should be jumping for joy. If you got a Curry on your team, y'all should not be complaining.
Yeah, we still got a Simmons.
Yo, he's so hung up on Ben Simmons, Jordan. It's sick. Thank you, Jordan. You're making all the sense to us. Finally,
anyway,
some sensibility.
Jordan, thanks, man. And real quick question: what's your? You've been to Philadelphia, right? Jordan?
Yeah.
So what's your favorite cheesesteak spot?
I haven't been there in a minute, so I can't really say. I haven't been there in a minute.
Oh man, we'll show you some nice spots when you come out. When we start going on a road, I mean we gotta speak it into the atmosphere. When we start going on a road and have our fans at the show, we're gonna take you to some spots.
Jordan, what part of Brooklyn are you from?
Flatbush, East Flatbush.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, Jordan, thanks for the call. It's good hearing from you, man. Once again, you got the number. We look forward to talking to you again.
All right, my boy. See you guys.
Appreciate
Bye,
you, Jordan.
And once again, you're listening to 98.5 WJYN, Uptown Sports Radio, Sports for the Culture. Chris Thomas, Mike Thompson, and our girl Carm. Oh man,
back to back.
And once again, I want to say
back to back.
Oh man, here we go.
Let it go.
98.5 WJYN, Uptown Sports Radio. Who's calling?
Hey, it's Tyrell from Philly. How you doing?
Hey, Tyrell. Hey, Ray, what's going on, man?
Tyrell.
Hey, Ray, turn the radio off, man.
We're down on mute.
Yeah.
Hey, Ray, what's going on?
A couple of things, man. Just a lot of what we're saying in this whole show. I just got to speak on. First off, it's Ben Simmons hate is legendary at this point. Like at this point,
Legendary.
all right. He's been in the league 4 years, a 2-time
5.
All right,
I'm not giving him 4 no more.
How bad can you be being a 2-time All-Star and you only been in the league 4 years? So it's like, come on, I understand. Like, points are great, but when you have Joel Embiid and you got at least 5 other players that can get you 25 at any night, it's cool to have a player that can just facilitate and put everything together and make everybody else around better. You don't have to do the 25 a night. Everybody else can do it already.
Hold on, real quick. We got 5 players that can give us 25 a night now?
Yes. Want me to go through them?
Yeah, go ahead.
We've seen it already.
Go through it.
Max can do it. Of course, Joel can do it.
Okay.
We got Harris. Tobias can do it.
Yes.
We saw Danny Green do it. We saw Steph do it.
Yo, take Danny Green off that list right now.
Oh, who's the Danny Green hater now?
Right
Who's
now.
the Danny Green hater now?
God.
Danny Green's a vet. He's a champ. He's a 3-time champ, my guy.
He did do it. So it's like,
Hey, look.
He did do it this year.
Look, bro, I respect your opinions. I know things are getting crazy. We about to have a transition of power tomorrow, but that is not it. That is not it.
It might never happen again. Never happen again. But he did. Mark, yes or no? Did he do it this year?
He did. I'll answer.
One time.
Okay, so again, like.
But he won't do it 2 times.
It's still a young season.
When you're saying that whole thing, like, who's number 2? Who's number 2? Who's number 2? It don't matter who number 2 is. Number 2 can beat anybody at any given night.
Because it's a team sport.
Yes. So the way this team is constructed, are we now winning the?
Number 2.
Are we?
Got that number 1. Number 2 can beat anybody.
Are we now winning the NBA championship since we have 7 players that can put up 25 points a game?
All right, listen real quick. The Warriors, their number 2 with KD. It was Steph. Most of the time, it was Steph Curry. But there was times where it was It could have been Thompson that had a better night. It could have been other people
So
that
who's
had
our
the
Steph
night
Curry?
that night. So it wasn't always going to be that number 2.
Steph Curry.
It was supposed to be Steph every night. But Steph in the playoffs didn't always have the best game. Sometimes it was Clay that had the great game. That was the number
It's
2
a
or
team
number
sport,
1.
Mark. It's not balanced upon. I mean, of course, one person is going to make the impact if it's like a Joel Embiid, a Michael Jordan, but the rest of the team matters. Like clutch shot, just like when we had the overtime win against the Heat. Who made like the clutch shot down at the end when we really needed it?
Dakota Mathias.
He just had
Exactly.
It was Ray
released.
Allen sometimes. It was, like I said, it was Sean Battier sometimes. It was Mike Miller sometimes. It was
Yep.
other people sometimes.
You're right, Terrell from Philly. You're right.
Bro, before we get you out of here, and we appreciate the call as always.
Wait. Can I say one more thing?
Oh,
go
ahead.
All
Oh.
right, I'm saying, Chris Paul is definitely a superstar. Let's stop that.
Not anymore.
Thank you.
Not anymore.
He's trying to have slander just to prove James Harden didn't have help.
The playoffs last year. He took them 9.
Thank you.
Not
Stop
anymore.
that.
He is a superstar. He's been a superstar.
Not anymore.
It's like that's nuts. But yeah, I was just going to say that because
So when D Wade was in the end of his career, he wasn't a superstar no more.
On the Heat, in the middle of the dynasty I just talked about.
When D Wade played, D Wade's decline when he was obviously getting out
You
of
just
the
said
league.
decline. You answered your own
No,
question.
but I'm gonna say that doesn't mean he's not a superstar anymore. That means he's not a superstar.
Oh,
So he's not
on the court, no. Notoriety, Dwayne Wade, yes. On the court, no.
Okay.
I'm talking about on the
Oh.
court. I'm not talking about the name.
So hold up. So real quick, is Chris Paul the last couple of years better than Dwayne Wade or anything?
What? No. Absolutely not. What?
So again,
So you're talking about points, Mark? Is your
I'm
concern
not
just
talking
points?
about points.
Is that all you care about? Is
No,
like if
it's
a player
not all
can
I
get
care
his
about is
points? Because like
No.
everyone's been saying, all these calls, people contribute in different ways at different times. It's not all about one person getting this 50 every night, like Harden will do. Drop 41 and still
I never
lose.
said that.
Harden will drop 40 and still lose.
I
So
mean-
what's the difference? What is
Zach
it?
LaVine is averaging 30 and they're still losing.
I know. And Philly fans want him so bad now.
He's a scorer, Mark. What's wrong with that? You want to score. What's wrong with that? Let's get a score. Like you want so bad. We need a score. We need a score. We need a score. Okay, so let's get a score.
Ask Bradley Beal how 35 and losing too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
scoring doesn't mean you're going to be a winning team, like a winning play. That doesn't mean anything. You can score 40, 50. That does not equal wins. Wins is what gets you to the chip. Wins is what gets you there, not points scored.
And and the playoff coaching matters too. So this whole that thing, let's wait and see when you got to win it 7 games in a row.
Good
See what
point.
he does.
Good
We don't
point
know
again.
if Steve Nash can even coach yet.
You know, D'Antoni's sitting on that bench too. So let's see how that works out.
We're going to see.
I mean,
Okay.
We'll be having these
That's all right.
conversations.
There's a couple of things that I was hearing.
Thanks, Terrell from Philly.
3
Oh.
months.
Rel, we appreciate the call, but before you go, what's your favorite cheesesteak spot in Philly?
Definitely Max's with Los Angeles is the number 2
Okay.
for the bullet.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right, that's respectable.
That is good.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Appreciate you, Brody.
All right, Rel.
Thanks, Terrell. Bye.
See ya.
Max is good. How y'all feel about Ishkabibbles?
I'm a chicken cheesesteak kind of girl. Their chicken cheesesteaks don't impress me, so
Really?
they're not high on my list yet.
I like them though. I would, but they're not like number
Yeah,
one
they're
for
all right.
me.
They're I would get them, but
I
they're
would say
not.
top 3 in no order: D'Alessandro's, Max's, and Jim's.
Okay. For me, I'm gonna say Larry's is mine. I love Larry's. Larry's is good. I'll put D'Alessandro's too, but first off, I'm not standing in that line. I drive past it every time to come here, and it's always a line. It doesn't matter what time of the day. It's ridiculous. It's not worth that wait. I'll tell you that much, but it's a very good cheesesteak.
Yeah.
And then Ishkabibbles is probably Ishkabibbles was probably my third. I did something freaky one time at Ishkabibbles that I had never done. I had I don't know what I was on, but it turned out well.
Mark, we're on radio, man. Keep it
Oh
PG.
no, it's not that freaky. I mean, but I had provolone cheese and cheese whiz on a chicken cheesesteak. I know how it sounds, but don't knock it till you try it. It was one of them joints where, like, you know how like you bite in it and something tastes so good, pause, that you just look at it.
Okay. Yeah.
You know
All
what I
right.
mean?
Third straight caller. 98.5 WJYN. Who's calling?
Where's our theme music, boy?
Lord.
Oh, man.
Fire
Norris.
it up.
Here we go.
There it is.
What's going on, Dad?
Here we go. All right, I'm proud. Y'all learn. How's everything going, guys?
What's up, Mr. Norris?
What's going on?
I was doing just fine until I heard on different report that the Eagles are looking at the Cowboys special team coordinator for the head coaching job.
No, we're looking at every single coordinator possibly. I actually have a meeting tomorrow with them. They're flying me out from Florida tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be the offensive coordinator. Chris gonna bring me on board for that. At this point.
Okay. Well, you know what? Why don't we just let Howie coach the team and everything? Since since he knows so much about football.
At this point, it's frustrating. Like I feel like I've heard 12 different names in the past 48 hours to the point where I feel like it might not be a desirable position if we got this many possible candidates. You're already coming into a quarterback controversy. You've already talked about how Doug Peterson didn't have control. A lot of these coaches are going to want to have control over the teams that they're coaching. So it doesn't sound like a great landing spot at this point.
Let me tell you something. When Andy Reid left, okay, the Eagles' position was a good job. It wasn't at the time. It was a good job. It was one of the more desirable positions in football.
Right.
Okay. Doug was their last choice. Okay. And it turned out to be lightning in the bottom. Okay. Now right now, the Eagles' job, as you can see, the only two jobs left, the Eagles' job and the Texans' job. Okay, the Texas job, nobody's filled that yet because the thing was going on with Deshaun Watson not wanting to be there.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as it stands right now, the Eagles are at the bottom of the barrel. Now, I'm gonna tell you something.
Unfortunately.
Right about now, their best bet would be to hire Deuce, but it's not going to happen. And if I was Deuce, being the good soldier that he's been for the past 20 years and everything, I'd say it's time for me to go. Because if they bring in somebody. Okay, either they bring in somebody like Josh McDaniels. He's going to want to pick his own OC. And I seriously doubt Deuce is going to want to stay on as, running backs coach, assistant head coach. That's just a title they gave the key. Okay, Deuce is going to pack up and leave.
Yes.
All right? And whatever coach we get is not going to be first, second, third, fourth, or fifth choice. Okay, because all the good head coaching choices are gone. Okay, and that's because nobody wants to be Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman public.
Yeah, that's sad reality is that we're turning into the Dallas Cowboys. That's in regards to no matter who we're bringing in, regardless of the coach, we're going to bring in a puppet. Brian Daboll already said he's not interested in, coaching this team at all. He said he'd rather stay as an offensive coordinator and, keep coaching Josh Allen.
Yeah. It's just become.
It is what it is. Okay, this is what the Eagles are doing. And basically, we send ourselves in purgatory to that Super Bowl win. So,
Yes.
Get ready for another 5-6 years of purgatory, guys.
I can't deal. I just need to know what we did. What did we do back in 2017? I feel like we all did something outrageous, and they was listening and gave us a ring. I know I said if the Eagles won, I was getting a tattoo. I didn't get the tattoo, so I feel like it's my part. I take some blame in this. Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. So I'm just trying to figure out what everybody else say back then because this is ridiculous.
Should have got that tab, Mark. Dang.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Shot us in the foot.
Yeah,
Right.
but Dad, unfortunately, we're doing an interview at 6, so we're gonna have to cut you short and get ready for that. But before you go, what's your favorite cheesesteak spot in the city?
Gooey Louie.
Where's
Never
that?
heard of it.
Where is that?
It's in South Philly.
Okay.
Where's that at? In South.
I don't remember off the top of my head. All I know is I got taken to it a while back and everything. And when I say they give more bang for your buck, that single lasted for a day and a half.
Oh wow.
Okay.
You said Gooey Louie's?
Gooey Louie.
Oh, say no more.
Right.
Was it greasy? I miss me a good greasy cheesesteak. Oh.
Gooey Louie, you can't miss it. If they're as good as I remember that thing will put you to sleep. You wake up in the middle of the night, more of it, and have enough left over for lunch the next day.
I need a belly buster. That's what I need.
Belly buster.
All right.
Thanks for that, Mark.
Anyway, Dad, thanks for calling.
Thanks for
Once
Sonoris.
again, you got the number. Call him next week.
I'll be there double time next week. You cut me off. Remember that, all right?
We'll have theme music queued up.
Bye,
All right, Dad.
Sonars.
Dang right. Take care, guys.
Peace.
Yeah.
And it is 5:59 now. We're going to get ready for the top of the hour for an interview with Bluefield wide receiver Lowell Patron Jr.
Yes.
So,
I'm excited.
Any closing remarks with regards to the NBA?
John Morant is that boy.
He's back, yeah. He's back.
I love the Kobe's, the high top Kobe's. I'm feeling that vibe.
Is John Morant Derrick Rose reincarnated?
No, don't put that in the air, bro.
Yeah, don't do
He's
that.
John
D-Rose
Morant.
is
He's
D-Rose.
just John Morant. He's just John Morant.
I just like
I
his
don't want that.
swag. He was so clutch last night against the Suns, even though D Book was ice cold.
Yeah.
Ja came through and they needed him, and Grayson Allen from Duke made the open
The
three.
fact that we're talking about Grayson Allen.
I mean,
on this
listen,
show,
he's balling on the Grizzlies though. He's playing well. Their bench is solid. The Grizzlies bench is solid. I love Ja. I love, first of all, and they were talking about it last night how the Suns head coach and the Grizzlies head coach are both kind of like branches from Greg Popovich,
right.
and
They're looking good so
yeah,
far.
Kyle Anderson, he used to play on the Spurs. Like, just like the Spurs remnants are just kind of like popping out through these teams.
Kyle Anderson was always a weird player because he never really had like that defined roles. Like, what position does he play? Or like,
right. He just
what
tall and shoot.
yeah, like
But he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like the Grizzlies are a good upcoming team to watch out for playoff time. Like, they can definitely make a run.
They'll be in that 7 to 10 range. That's going to make.
I
don't
love
be in
it.
that playing series.
I'm honestly half mine to get a Ja jersey. Like, half of mine.
Please don't.
I
Because
might.
then he might mess around and never shoot a ball again.
Oh,
Whoa!
And then you already talking about Derrick Rose reincarnated. We don't need that, Con.
Hold on now.
We don't need
Hold on now. I bring all good luck to anything that I wear, okay?
Just like him, admire him from afar.
No, I'm going to get my jersey. Now that
oh no,
Mark
wait,
said
hold
that.
on. John Morant got the right complexion.
I was just.
Wow, you guys are so corny.
Anyway, we're about to have our interview, and I'd like to welcome to the studio to 98.5 Running Back Sports to Lowell Patrone Jr., Bluefield College wide receiver. How you doing, man?
Good, how you doing?
I'm good, man. You just got out of practice, man. How was it?
It's pretty good. It's cold up here.
Man, where exactly is Bluefield at again?
It's like on the border of Virginia and West Virginia.
All right.
Your mascot is the Mustangs?
Excuse me?
Your mascot is the Mustangs?
Ram.
Rams. Okay. Rams.
Yeah. And listen, when I looked up your schedule, you guys are actually are going to be playing, a spring schedule. So how does the spring schedule compare to, how everybody else, plays a fall schedule?
I feel like giving more time to prepare for the season and be ready for the upcoming games.
Yeah. So how many games are you playing for, for a spring slate?
Sure, how many games we're playing?
Yes.
We're playing 9 games right now.
Okay.
It's pretty dope. Yo, Lowell, Mark here. A quick question before I get into the football. Your last name, Patron, that's one of your favorite tequilas, too?
Nah, I don't drink.
Oh, good. Even better answer. Of course you don't drink. You're an athlete.
Take Mark's advice.
Right. Now, my question, I was checking out your highlights. You look pretty good. I love your size. You got great hands, great strength. You look like a pretty solid all-around wide receiver. Who are some of your influences that help you play that way?
I watch a lot of Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas, Odell, Julio, a lot of those guys.
A lot of those possession guys. That's something that I definitely noticed in your game.
Yeah, sure.
What are like some drills that you do that, strengthen your hands, if that makes any sense, so that you're over there able to catch those balls?
Well, I got like little hand grip thing I have. I try to do like 200 when I wake up, 200 before I go to sleep, each hand. Just stretch my hands off.
So getting ready for, the spring season. So like, what's a typical now workout session or like a typical everyday that you wake up from from when you get out of bed and when you go to bed?
Schedule?
Yes.
Right now we're at school, so we got to wait for like 5:15 in the morning. And then class the other day, we practice from like 4 to 6. So like that. That's about it.
So, obviously, since you're in school, you're also a student athlete. Are you more focused on the? How do you balance, the fact that I've interviewed a lot of players and I talked to a lot of players. So, you in particular, how are you able to balance, being the fact that not only you're an athlete but you're also a student as well?
I always try to make sure my schoolwork's done before practice or whatnot, and then I can go out there and practice freely without thinking about having the schoolwork after.
Makes sense. Hello, my name is Carmen. How are you?
But how you doing?
Good. So I have a question. So I read somewhere that you're the Washington team. You're a fan of them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so my question to you is, what are your thoughts on how they did this season and like their little playoff push they had? What do you think about how they did this year? Who's your favorite off that team? I think Terry McLaurin. You said that's one of your favorite wide receivers.
Oh, Scary Terry, yeah.
Yeah, why him?
I think the season was pretty good. It was a shocker to me because when Ron Rivera got hired, everybody gets fans to be a developmental year, and then they just came out and played hard every game.
Okay. So why do you like Terry McLaurin so much? Because he's a wide receiver, or he just like his game? Like why him? Why do you think he's the most underrated player?
I like his game. Plus, I'm a big Ohio State fan. He went to Ohio State, and we're similar in size. So I kind of like, he's another guy I watch every day.
Okay, so you're an Ohio State fan. See, I'm a Penn Stater, so we have that traditional rivalry against Ohio State. Where are you from?
I'm from Newport News, Virginia.
Okay, so why are you Ohio State fan? Why are you not like a Virginia Tech fan? Like, why Ohio State?
I grew up watching like Troy Smith, Terrell Pryor, and all of them.
Okay.
Back in the day, that's all I saw on TV.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, and speaking of Ohio State fan, obviously we talked before that we're both Ohio State fans. So, you obviously heard about the news about Chris Olave, returning for his senior year at Ohio State. Do you think that's the right move for him, or do you believe that he should have declared for the draft?
I feel like it's a good move for him. I feel like he get more film out and just move the game.
Mm-hmm. So, what is the one? What is the most that you're looking forward to? During like these final 9 games, going into spring season.
Say one time.
What are you looking forward to the most? Because your season got pushed back. So, what is the one thing you're looking forward to? Getting ready for a spring season of football.
I'm just ready to play against somebody else. We've been practicing since August.
Oh wow!
And we've been training and whatnot. I'm just ready to go out and compete with other teams.
Yeah. And does the fact that you're playing in the spring, does that affect your ability to potentially declare for this draft, or are you pushing it back for a year?
I'll probably push it back for a year. Since they said there's no combine this year and whatnot.
Yeah.
So like play in the spring and train throughout the off season and go ready for next year.
All right.
Quick, one more quick question, Mark here. So I know you were saying that you've been getting prepared since August and you won't be playing into the spring. What's the hardest part about staying prepared and ready while having that long stretch while not playing any games?
Just you never know. I thought that's the hardest part, to be honest. Just always staying ready. It does get kind of tired just to go out there and practice every day doing the same routines. But it'd be worth it in the end.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, so have you been able to, upgrade your playlist a little bit, add some new songs?
Yeah, my playlist kind of the same. I listen to like Lil Baby, Travis Scott, J. Cole, stuff like that for a game.
Okay.
Okay.
All the young kids listening these days. Any Roddy Ricch? You got no Roddy Ricch in there?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit Roddy.
Yeah. Got any High School Musical in there?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Really, man? What song?
Oh, don't do
High
that.
School Musical, Breaking Free, I Don't Dance, all the stuff new. I can keep going.
No shame. There's no shame. I was in High School Musical play in high school, so I'm all down for High School
I
Musical.
wanted to be in one, but I had track at the same time, so it was hard to balance that.
Dang. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, I think I was a teacher, the chemistry teacher. I had like 3 lines. I was like,
That's my favorite Disney movie. All 3 of them.
very good. They were good. I'll give it to you.
So the reason why I couldn't do it is because you play Troy. Honestly, that sounds like the perfect Troy Bolton right there.
Yep.
Oh my God, Chris.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
That's funny.
Listen. I like High School Musical too, man. It's a guilty pleasure.
Yep.
It's just a pleasure, okay? Not guilty. It's just good.
Definitely is.
Boom.
Anyway, Lo, we're gonna let you go. Obviously, you just got out of practice, so we're not gonna hold you up a lot more of your time. Thank you for calling in and talking with us, and definitely we'll keep in touch. Good luck on the spring semester.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem, man. Take care.
No problem.
Bye.
Stay warm.
No problem. Appreciate it.
You're listening to Uptown Radio WJYN 98.5.
That High School Musical got Mr. Patron ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, what?
Don't judge a book by its cover. Football players can like High School Musical.
Let's
Oh, no, I ain't judging.
get your head in the game, man.
Get your head in the game. Get your head in the game.
I don't know nothing about High School Musical, so
You're missing out, Marcus.
You got Disney Plus?
I do have Disney Plus.
All right.
Yo, check it out.
I'm old now. I mean, that's
You're
like
not old.
it's like
You're
the time
not
in my life when like I
old.
was going out doing stuff, so I didn't like catch that tail end
You're
of like
not
the Disney
old,
Channel
Mark.
stuff. Like,
Stop it.
it's not gonna hit me the same.
I
know it's not
I
gonna hit
get
me
what
the
you're
same.
saying, but
like,
you're not old. Whatever. Have y'all seen Soul?
That's my job.
Yeah.
You finally
Soul's
saw
good.
it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw it. It
I
was
love
good.
Yeah, I'm glad
It
y'all
really
saw
made me
it.
think like, wow, like
What am
just
I doing with my life?
appreciate life for the moments that we have.
Yes,
All
that's
this.
very true.
I gotta be this. I gotta be that. It's not about that. It's about being in the moment and being present for the everything, every part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I had one of those moments last year. Like, I was like going to my job, and I realized I'm like, man, this sucks. I don't have a job. But then I realized I get to come here every single week and do what I love. I'm like, you know what? This is perfect.
Facts.
Like for me, like, money does solve a lot of my problems, but it's not my ultimate motivator. Like, I don't need somebody chucking me a boatload of cash, and like if I do something I hate, I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. Like, this is what I love to do, and it's like if I make enough to make a living off this is.
You know what they say? If you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
And it's true. I mean, if you do what you're passionate about, it doesn't feel like, oh, I gotta go to work. It feels like, yo, I'm happy. I'm doing what I want to do.
Great.
And that's what it's all about. Like doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because the money will come in one way or another.
Yeah, and I work on several different shows. Like I do I help it do a comedy show, a cannabis show. Like,
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I ain't like y'all all show. But y'all ain't half bad now that y'all talking that talk. Y'all not half bad at all. You know what? It was inspiring. I mean, it's the truth, though.
Yeah.
Very true.
Definitely a good movie by Pixar. I was definitely, and I understand what people were saying. Like the main guy, he wasn't in it enough. He changed into to the cat, and then he changed into like the little blue thing.
That was dope.
But no, I love that. But I know people were saying like, why can't he be in it longer? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Can't please everybody.
he was in it a lot. He just wasn't himself as the voice, but he was in it.
I love the way that they really took the time to like put emphasis on like black hair.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, yeah,
whoa,
that barbershop scene was beautiful.
Yo, it was great. Even the woman that he wanted to play for is so bad. Her hair, everything, her shape, like it wasn't like weird.
Yeah.
Like it really like hit it right on the nail. So
No,
I thought
for sure.
that detail was absolutely outstanding.
And they showed, I feel like a good, a picture of minorities being educated, being musicians, being, you know what I mean? Like having like a family that is, traditions. You know what I mean? Like that's important to see for kids and for anybody.
Yeah, representation matters. And I feel like Soul definitely hit the mark on the representation.
And honestly, so one last thing on that is I like how they kind of explain like in their way, like before you're born and how your soul was created. That whole idea of like that little circle thing when they had the different
picking the personality.
Yeah, it's just like so your soul is your personality is already in your soul, and then it's like I thought it was so cool.
Oh man,
it's pretty dope. Are we rolling today? Is this
Picture
real?
me rolling. We should play Nipsey.
We
should play Nipsey on this
It's
show.
not real.
Picture me rolling.
98.5 WJYN. Who? All right.
Dang, if y'all was real, call back for real. Great conversations today.
Yeah, absolutely.
One we didn't get a chance to talk on. I guess we could save it, but I guess who's on the hot seat more in the city, Ben Simmons or Carson
You can
Wentz?
talk about it.
What's up? I mean, I feel like everyone's.
I mean, in this room, Ben Simmons, but in the rest of the city, I mean.
Wait, you got Ben Simmons on the hot seat?
No, I'm in this room.
Oh, well, you're
this room.
Well, you're in
with
this
you.
room, Carmen.
Is Ben Simmons when you talk.
Okay.
But for me, honestly, I feel like Ben is more in the hot seat. Carson, people are like kind of like easing up. I mean, I think people are half and half. They ease up on him because they know he's hurt, and then because he didn't have any help, he didn't have an O-line. But with Ben, everyone's like, they're kind of just getting tired of just not seeing certain things.
To be honest, it's easier for a coaching staff to come in and fix Carson Wentz's flaws than it is for Ben Simmons. And honestly, it's Ben Simmons because I feel like, if God forbid we can't get out the second round this year,
it's definitely Ben Simmons.
Yeah, then I don't think Ben Simmons is going to last year. And, I feel like, Vance called it a few weeks ago. It's easy to replace a head coach because when you look at Ryan Tannehill, when he left Miami, when he left Adam Gase, and Arthur Smith and Mike Vrabel got their hands on him, he turned into he's a Pro Bowl quarterback, and he's gotten the Titans to back-to-back playoff appearances, and they've gotten 2 playoff wins over that span as well. And I feel like, that could, kind of same with Carson Wentz, get the right coordinator in here, pretty much hold him accountable, tell him to get his ish together. Right. Otherwise, deuces, man, gotta kick rocks.
Yeah.
Deuces.
One thing I will say, and I'm not going to lie, I'm still a bit 50-50 on this one. The reason I'm 50-50 is because, I know Carson Wentz had a rough season, and I know there's been reports that is coming out as of the past, 48 hours about, what was it, Jeff McClain?
Yeah.
Those reports how Carson was just a diva, didn't accept accountability, called everybody else out on their wrongdoings, and, never took any accountability for his wrongdoings, or, maybe sabotaging plays at the line, whatever. That's some of the things that's been come out recently. But, I'll still give Carson, a little bit of credit, when it comes to the fact that when we did go 13-3 that year going to the Super Bowl, and I know I'm the first to say, hey, it's in the past, but, it's still something that he actually did for us, and we saw his true capabilities. Yeah. So, but then at the end of the day, I know I talk trash on Ben Simmons, but I know he's not going to be able to do what we are expecting of him to do for this Philadelphia team. So, unfortunately, at this time, it is Ben Simmons because he hasn't been able to show versus what Carson has been able to show during his tenure here as a Philadelphia Eagles quarterback. So I guess you're right. Everyone in this room, I didn't think you were going to pick Ben Simmons, but
listen, I'm a fan of his, but I'm going to be real. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and coddle him and act like he's never wrong because he can be wrong. Yeah, at times.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like a lot of other people.
So that one's unanimous. I didn't think you guys were all going to go Ben.
Yeah, and speaking of Carson Wentz, we're going to dive a little bit more into the NFL. But before we get to the playoffs, obviously, this news coming out of Houston about Deshaun Watson and whether or not he's going to get traded. So the question I have is, what is the best landing spot for, not only for Deshaun Watson to, but also for Houston to, get out of the 8-ball hole that, Bill O'Brien dug themselves after trading DeAndre Hopkins and, wasting away all their draft picks.
Call me crazy.
Benny and the Jets.
I was thinking. You think the Jets? You think the Jets? Oh, all right. So honestly,
yes.
Oh,
Jets. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I just wanted to sing that song. Oh. No, but
the Jets isn't bad.
Listen, the Jets could be good. They're obviously really rebuilding. They got a new coach now.
They would have to trade that number 2.
True. Oh yeah, because they could possibly get Trevor. No, Trevor Lawrence is probably going number 1.
Yeah, so maybe Justin Fields.
But
my thing is that would you rather go with a rookie quarterback, or would you rather get a guy who's a proven Pro Bowler, Deshaun Watson?
That's what I be saying.
Well, NFL is different than NBA.
I know, but my philosophy for the NFL is the same. And I feel like their whole thing is it's ridiculous. You mean to tell me I give you a 2 and I can get the best wide receiver in the NFL? Done. Every time, so that's completely different. But no, the number 2 overall pick and maybe Deshaun Watson, and you get Deshaun Watson, that could be good for the Jets. But shout out to his agent though, because this NFL player in Deshaun Watson has all the control. He doesn't get traded until he signs off on that team because he has a no trade clause. He has a no trade clause in his contract, and he's able to go wherever he wants to. So he's like, "Oh, Miami looks good. They might be a couple pieces away. I like their culture. Might want to do this. Might want to do that. I want to go to Miami, make it happen."
There's so many teams that need quarterbacks, so the world is his right now. What's up? Who wants me? Who do I want?
Yeah. What you think, Chris?
Where do you think he's going, Chris Thomas?
He's going to Green Bay.
First of all, no.
Is he going to Pittsburgh?
No, honestly, just from draft pick wise, you were singing Benny and the Jet earlier, but draft pick wise, the Jets make sense. They have number 2 overall pick, so Houston will able to rebuild, with the draft capital that they're able to get for him, and maybe it is Justin Fields, or maybe they wait later and they try to, rebuild, their defense around, because their defense was absolutely terrible this year. And J.J. Watt might be also out the door as well.
Dang. Where would he go?
I don't know. Probably might go to Pittsburgh to play with his brothers.
Are both his brothers on the Steelers?
Yeah, T.J. and Derek Watt.
Oh, they're both on the Steelers?
Yeah.
Oh.
That would be interesting.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Like
He
the
wouldn't be the
Seahawks
best one
brothers.
on that team, though.
yeah, and they can all lose in the first round of Cleveland again.
Oh my lord. Browns is the Browns.
So that
Corvette.
right.
Corvette.
Now, I mean, who truly knows? Like who?
Yeah, but I did saw a report earlier, like a while back about that Deshaun Watson reportedly said that Miami could be one of those teams where he waived his no trade clause,
Right.
and maybe it might be for the number 3 pick and
Can you blame
Tua.
them? MIA?
So
Miami?
here's the Miami went 10-6 last year, so it's
Oh,
like you could think maybe the reason why they didn't make that playoffs is because Tua wasn't ready. He didn't take those chances, but it's like I don't think it's them giving up on Tua that quickly. I think it's just because listen, we have one of the better defensive special teams in the league, and we need a quarterback that can take the team to the next level. Like we got Devontae Parker, we got Mike Gesicki, and we need we have a young offensive line we started 3 rookies in the offensive line, so they're going to get better. So we're going to need that surefire, bona fide star one.
It's time. Like when everything is like starting to align and you're missing one piece, and that one piece is even hinted, like, hey, y'all look pretty good over there. Let me see what's up.
And you got to think it's an arms race now, because think about it, the Bills are not going to be going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
In terms of you got Josh Allen.
No, is Josh Allen still on his rookie deal?
Yes, but they're working on an extension.
Right.
So
yeah.
But the Patriots are not going to stay down for long. Bill Belichick's not going to have that.
No, I don't see that happening.
I can already see Bill Belichick, already cooking something up.
Yeah, but do you think that Deshaun Watson could fit in that culture? I mean, Cam.
Is Cam leaving for sure?
Yeah, Cam's probably done.
Where should Cam go?
Cam might be in the Kansas City Chiefs as a backup. Chad Henne ain't cutting it.
Honestly, I can see Cam going to Washington because the Washington football team did sign the Panthers vice VP, I think, to run their football operations.
Right.
So
why would he want to go do anything with them again? Well, I get it. That's where he's had success, but
his issues were with the Carolina Panthers, not Ron Rivera. Because when Ron Rivera was let go, everybody was upset about that.
Right.
So maybe him going to Washington and reuniting with Ron Rivera because they do need a quarterback.
They do need a quarterback. They just got rid of their franchise guy. Well, who's supposed to be right, their franchise guy. I mean, so that could be a potential landing spot for Cam and Deshaun Watson. Yeah. For being honest, I don't want him in our division. I would hate if Deshaun Watson just showed up in Dallas. He just didn't move too far from Texas. He just hopped over, even though it would work great.
That's not gonna happen.
I know. I'm just saying I would hate it.
Yeah.
No, never mind. I was gonna say, but we don't know because we don't have a coach.
Yeah.
I was gonna say where y'all think Carson's gonna go, but we don't know. I don't know anything.
But I'm seeing all this stuff about Trey Carson wins and all this for draft picks and Jalen Hurts for draft picks and use the draft picks to get Deshaun Watson. I'm like, that makes no sense.
No sense.
Because it's a lateral move. Like Deshaun Watson's probably going for the second worst situation, the worst situation in football.
Yeah. It stinks that what we've come to right now. It's really not good.
I mean, listen.
It's not exciting.
And you're wearing that Super Bowl hoodie. He was like, listen, whatever it takes, if we win a Super Bowl, I won't complain.
Honestly,
and at this point, no matter how bad we are, I wouldn't give up anything because of what I did on Broad Street.
I had a good time too.
And honestly, they lucky at work later that day, man, because I would have.
All of it doesn't matter because Mark didn't get the tat, so that's how we're screwed. Blame Mark.
My bad, yo.
How dare you? Listen.
Blame.
What if I do it now? If
get
I do
the
it
tat
now,
right now on the table.
If I do it, we in the clear.
It's
we
too
got
late.
the tattoo gun. I'll do it.
Nah.
I got you. Eagles right in your bicep here. I got it.
Nah.
I can do my bubble letters from high school. You bubble letter. I can do Eagles bubble letters.
I don't know if I trust it.
Are you gonna do
you
that?
just one of them people in the basement at the tat parties that paid $1 for them tats?
First, I don't have any tattoos, but
are you gonna do that $ thing that people been doing?
Yes, do the S on the Eagles for Mark, just for Mark. It'd be cute.
Nah, that's on contact you. Then y'all be mad at me. Then y'all be mad at me when we don't want to chip because I got the $S at the end. Nobody told you to do that.
I'd be like, yeah, it's kind of.
Who told you to go cheat?
I would never go cheat. First off,
you have tattoos?
I do not. But if I was to get a tattoo, which
you got to pay for
one day, yes, I'm going to pay.
You have to. That's
top
forever.
dollar.
That's forever.
I'm not going to have you in there like Muhammad Ali up there on my skin.
Stop.
No, I don't need y'all having the shakes on my skin, and I got to deal with this for the rest of my life.
For sure.
Yo, you be seeing the wax museums where it's this person's supposed to look like MLK and they look like somebody else.
Nah, they look like Martin. Wait, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Martin Lawrence.
I'm like,
I'm
what?
gonna say more like Martin Lawrence, not Martin Luther
Nah,
King.
but seriously, people who get tattoos at tattoo parties, like, mad questionable,
Very
mad risky,
so sketchy.
like,
sus.
weird.
Yeah.
Like, why would you ever trust someone you're just meeting? Like, I mean, obviously you trust him when you're just meeting, but
Yo,
it's
yo,
someone's
this guy,
basement.
man. Yo, that's my cousin right here. I'm like,
Facts.
I know your cousin.
Skin be looking
And
like
and usually whoever gets tattoos like that always gets them covered up because they're so bad.
yeah, skin be looking like a holographic card because they mess around using them dirty behind needles. Nah,
Oh
I'm
my
good,
God,
yo.
don't even mention
I'm probably hurting
needles.
feelings. I'm sorry.
Oh.
If that was y'all, I mean, hey, you deserved it.
I mean, Carmen, we're gonna Ben Simmons tattoos. Like, why you look like Blake Griffin?
First of all, I would never get any guy tatted ever. Not a sports star, not a
Oh
regular
my
guy.
God.
Nobody. But yeah.
We would set up a GoFundMe for it, get it removed.
Go fund me. Whatever. Okay, great.
Anyway, you're listening to Uptown Radio, WJY at 98.5. If you wanted to call in, join the discussion, our phone line's been blazing. So
That joint been blinging. 215-763-9596 to get in.
also, not to bring up Ben Simmons, did you see that Chris Brown responded to be calling the Ben Simmons?
He was like, first of all, basketball team is sport. So get the look at your sports center. I'm the best you ever seen in your life. Oh crap! Sorry guys. First of all, he was like, yeah, basketball team sports. So check your sports center. I'm the best guy you ever seen out of anybody you know. I'm like, dang, Chris, is that you feeling in your heart and your soul? At least Ben getting paid and he getting girls. It's okay. Y'all the same. What's up?
Well, it's debatable because we're talking about Chris Brown's growth. Now, he when he hops on tracks, you know what he's gonna do. That's a nice assist. Like that's a nice assist that he does on tracks. Now we're talking about like growth.
Albums?
Like when's the last time you've seen like Chris Brown show us something new?
But here's the thing: Indigo was not a bad album.
I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but was it something new?
I mean, it's kind of like a Chris Brown album.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like Chris Brown, he's just comfortable with words.
And that's completely fine. I'm okay with that. I'm not saying that the comparison at all. I'm just throwing this out there. All right, like he had the joint where he had 48 songs.
Oh yeah, that 48 album.
And like 5 of them were like legit. The rest of them were like, oh, I mean, okay, like
even in baseball, that's a terrible batting average.
Chris Brown is too busy chasing like Karuchi lookalike, so he ain't got time to be focused on his musical growth because he's just trying to get him a little Asian.
I don't think it's a terrible comparison, but I mean, I could see where people are coming from.
Not gonna lie, you know what point when I was done with Chris Brown when he did that song with Lil Dicky.
That joint wasn't bad.
Freaky Friday? That's that
The
ish.
crazy thing, it's not bad, but it's a Chris Brown song. Like it's
That was a creative song.
When did that song come out?
Like 3 years ago.
Okay, that's like the same as like in 2014.
But here's the
It's like,
thing.
no, there's no difference.
He might be saying the same, but they're all bangers though. Like he got bangers consistently. He's staying with the bangers, and anytime you put on a Chris Brown song, you know it's gonna be popping. So yeah, he got things that sound the same, but they're still good. I mean, what's wrong with oldie but goodie? Like it might sound the same, but
You know,
it's like
you just described Drake, right?
Whoa, what do you mean?
Drake
What?
don't sound the same.
Drake, no, don't
Drake
do that.
sounds
Don't, Chris, don't do that.
Kanye,
Do not do that.
let's not get into this. We already had the Drake
Yeah,
versus
don't do
Kanye
that.
breakdown. Either way,
Yeah, like-
it's just kind of like, you know, you go to your favorite restaurant. You know what you're getting, but you keep getting the same
Yeah.
stuff every time, but it's
Yeah.
still banging no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Brown just
Like it ain't no different.
he gonna give you your favorite dish. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Like it ain't gonna be as outstanding,
But Chris,
anything like that. But
I still think Chris Brown's head is not like I'm trying to be a musical. Like I think he got kind of stifled from all that crap that happened to him. Not happened to him, happened because of what he did. And I think he just kind of like went off the musical path from there. Kind of.
I don't know. I don't know.
To me,
I still don't get me wrong. I rock with Chris Brown. Like Chris Brown's my guy.
no.
But has he grown? No. I'll just leave it at that. No, he hasn't grown. But he's still putting out good, same music that he has been for the past 6 years.
Chris Brown definitely is not my guy, but I appreciate his music.
Okay.
That's it.
What you think, Chris?
No,
Chris?
You're Chris McKay.
I'll never forget that he was literally in Stomp the Yard for 5 minutes
And he deserved to get shot. You see what he did? I would have shot him too. He's gonna show off like that. He gonna do the hat thing and then the elbow jump. Nah, he deserved to get shot. Shoot him again.
All right, listen. Did you saw that movie in theaters?
Nah.
Oh, you didn't.
The girls probably was in there
Stomp the
screaming.
Yard?
Oh yeah, no. Not only did they cry, they left.
That's funny.
The movie's it's not
Stomp the Yard, yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
funny.
Yeah, where he was in it for 5 minutes and got
Wait,
shot.
no. Wasn't this? No, this is the movie with that got when it was with Megan Good in it.
Yeah.
That's not Stomp the Yard.
Megan Good was not in Stomp the Yard.
Yeah, that's not Stomp the Yard. That's another movie. It's not Stomp the Yard.
No, y'all talking about
Stomp-
two different movies.
Right, that's saying Stomp the Yard is B2K. When Mariana, that's Stomp the Yard.
No,
The other-
No, that was You Got
That's
Served.
You Got Served.
Oh, okay, you're right. I'm wrong.
Carm left after he got shot, so she didn't even know which movie
I'm like,
it
well,
was.
okay, so Stomp the. Okay, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
Stomp the
right.
Yard
Okay.
was Columbus Short.
Columbus
Yeah.
Short. That's the one that like. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
First off, I haven't seen
And that
Columbus
was
Short
it.
do
Yeah,
Because he
anything.
beat up
Neil-
his wife, and he's like,
Yeah,
exile.
Neil, and
He did?
Yeah.
oh wow.
Scumbag.
Columbus Short beat up his
I
wife?
said, I know he's a scumbag, but he did do that. I mean,
I mean, you
I'm
gotta
not
be
gonna,
some
I'm
type.
not gonna speak slander, but that's what I thought that I heard that he had an altercation with his wife or his girlfriend, somebody, and it got bad, and that was his old impression now, or whatever.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know
I was gonna
about
say
that.
I ain't seen Knucklehead dance since the Stomp the
Knucklehead.
Yard. I see why he ain't getting no more opportunities.
It's like Chris Brown syndrome. Chris Brown got that stuff that happened to him. He stopped being on Billboard.
Nah, but Chris Brown different because of his music.
No, but I'm saying like Chris Brown's rise to the top was definitely like shot down when that stuff happened with Rihanna.
I don't think it was shot down.
It was. He was mainstream, and then once that stuff with Rihanna happened, he was
Listen,
no
the-
longer
He's
mainstream.
still mainstream.
No, he's not.
Listen,
Yes, he
listen,
No, he's
listen.
not.
Depending
What?
on
He's
listen,
not
depending on how
When do you
people
see
rate
Chris
you as
Brown
artists.
on a national TV performance. When have you seen Chris Brown?
He's still mainstream.
He's
though.
not mainstream.
Yes, he is.
He's not.
He was on an episode of Blackish.
Chris Brown's definitely mainstream.
He's not mainstream. Like he's mainstream in the sense of everybody knows him. Everyone. I mean,
Alright,
minorities
because he's not
like
in
him.
commercials and whatnot.
But that's
he's
what I'm
still
saying. But
mainstream.
that was his star
Who's
rising.
in commercials these days?
A lot of people. Drake, Justin Bieber, a lot of people.
I ain't never seen him. I don't watch TV, so I can't even say.
So there you
I
go.
don't know.
Drake does have commercials.
Yeah, because Drake's the guy, and he grows in his music. He may be, borrowing some people's stuff here and there and making it look good.
That's everybody. Jay-Z, Timberland, they all borrow people's stuff.
See, Chris
It's true.
Brown, he didn't get the formula. He did not get the formula. Yo,
I mean, you can't steal them dance moves.
nah, no, nobody want to see him in that at all. But let's get back to sports.
Absolutely.
Let's get back to sports.
Yeah, that was.
Y'all good?
Yeah.
Nice little segue back into sports.
Yeah. So
We got about 28 minutes left. We had the what was it? The playoff games over the past weekend. Who did we have?
Good
We had
games.
Tampa. Okay, so we'll start with yours, Chris, because there's a reason why we have this beautiful pearly white jersey
Hey,
with
Chris.
the green font and the beautiful vanilla smelling candle. Because
bring that camera.
I'm sorry
Bring that candle up. Yeah, that's
Yes.
right. Yeah. Look at
for
that.
Hey,
Sir
Chris.
Aaron Rodgers.
Who won? What's his name?
Well, obviously, we're going to start that game because it was the first game.
Could we please?
Yeah. So listen.
How could we not?
Listen, here's the thing. I was a little worried because Aaron Donald was playing. Jalen Ramsey was going to cover Devontae Adams. It was the number one defense in the league, so I have my concerns.
Fair.
But once the game started and I saw the way the Packers was able to pick apart that
You
defense,
just said, oh. You know, how
I'm
you,
like-
can you do it one time? Please. Right, yeah. You gotta do like a do you have like a prayer that you want to do for Aaron? Do you have music? I know you do. Cue the music. Do the
I don't-
Aaron Rodgers prayer.
I don't have music yet, man. Listen,
Yeah, I
listen,
mean-
listen. I'm saving. Listen, when if the Packers beat the Bucks, then you'll get your sermon.
Whoa. How about this? How about this? Because I don't want you to jinx your guy. How about if they win the Super Bowl? Or is he not your Super Bowl pick?
Oh no, they are my Super Bowl.
Okay.
Come on now.
Okay. I had to double check.
He
'cause
riding.
He likes Mahomes too, and he wants that State Farm discount double check Super Bowl so bad. So I didn't know which way he
Who
was
would the
rocking.
State Farm be? Mahomes and who?
And Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Oh,
They're
okay.
both
Yeah.
state farm commercials. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
listen. But no, listen. The game was great. Devontae Adams, he got the best of Jalen Ramsey on that first touchdown, and Jalen Ramsey went out complaining about another corner not being able to pick him up. I'm like, dog, you just lost him on the design rolling screen. So,
Yeah.
but Aaron Donald not playing, only playing like half. The
He was
snaps.
hurt.
Yeah, and you could tell
Lost a
especially-
lot of stars over the weekend.
Yeah. So him not being on there, it definitely affected the Rams defense.
All
so
the way.
So Aaron Rodgers will definitely be able to just sit back and pick apart the defense. I think one of the best throw that he had all game. I think there were two of them. The first one was when Aaron Donald almost got the sack on Aaron Rodgers, but Rodgers was able to roll right and throw a 33-yard pass to Robert Tonyan, to set up a field goal. And honestly, the Packers got fortunate that neither one of those back-to-back throws that he threw in the end zone before the first half weren't picked off,
Yeah.
because those were bad throws. But And then the second one where it's like he smiled before throwing that ball, the deep ball, the Alan Lazard, the dagger play. And
That he missed, he dropped it,
Well, no, he missed the first one.
and then he got the second one.
Yeah. But overall, I like what I saw from the offense. I like the fact they're able to change tempos. They can grind out drives, and more importantly, they can quick strike you right there. The running game is definitely essential.
For sure.
They got 3 guys that can definitely run the football. Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones is a Pro Bowler, and their rookie A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon got banged up in that game. I'm sure he'll be fine against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
But overall, a really good offensive display by Aaron Rodgers. And because of that, the game wasn't even close.
Nah, it wasn't.
The game was a lot more one-sided than what the score wanted to.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
When I seen him do that run and he did the pump for the touchdown, I'm like, oh, he about to put it on him.
Oh, no, he was playing on it.
Oh my gosh! Like Aaron
That was
Rodgers,
nice.
I haven't seen him do that in years. Like
And
I
he dropped
forgot
the crown.
that he could like.
He was like dropping the crown on
Yeah,
him.
he was just messing around.
Like,
And honestly, like that's the best Aaron Rodgers. The best Aaron Rodgers is the one that's having
Just
fun.
playing.
And honestly, it reminds me a lot of their Super Bowl run, and even the year after when he won his first MVP.
Yeah.
That Packers offense, they're having a lot of fun. They're having a lot of guys that contribute, and honestly, when he's the league MVP, and
Yeah, without a question.
yeah, and obviously, the decision was already made. It's a regular season MVP, but the way that this team is playing, he's got to switch. This will be the first NFC conference title game that Aaron Rodgers is playing
At home,
And
right?
At home, yes.
Yeah.
Everything else is on the road.
That's
So-
gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
it's gonna be so cold there. I think I saw it's gonna be like 29 degrees there or something that day. It's gonna be brick.
Yeah. So
But Tom is used to that. He's played New England, so it's
Yeah.
not always gonna bother Tom.
yeah, but it's like Tom isn't the rest of the 53 guys. Like I think everybody in there. I think like 4 out of those 53 guys, they're not used to that cold weather, especially in late January in Lambeau. They're not used to that.
The frozen tundra.
The
Yeah.
frozen.
But
That joint got hurt getting tackled on
I
that.
truly would not, honestly, as a fan, I don't think I would even go out there and watch that game. Like,
I would.
I would not. I'm
That-
cool.
I would listen.
Oh
Lambeau,
no, man!
listen,
It's an experience. I think I do.
Listen, Lambeau Field's on my bucket list on places to go.
Yeah.
Listen, when stuff opens back up, I'm making a trip down there.
Yo, for sure.
Yeah, so I gotta.
But just imagine, just like the pure, like the cold and the wind.
You gotta charge
I'm
it to the
cold
game.
just thinking about it.
But think about the
I
experience.
listen,
like-
I already got my apparel to go to the game. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to
No,
cover.
I mean, I think I would do it for the experience, but I would not be happy about it on
Nah,
the way there.
once you
on the way
done-
there.
and you're like
Once I
going
get
through it,
there.
and you realizing like, yo, this ain't half bad. You see the thousands just excited the way you are. Hey, it's cold, but you better layer up. Like,
Nah, for
make
sure.
sure you layer up. You had
No.
gloves on.
They do have
2, 3
heated
hoodies.
gloves. They have heated gloves, heated hats. I
They
think
got
I can get
heated
some of
coats
those.
too. They
Yeah.
got the little Jones inside. So what's next for the Rams, Chris?
Honestly, I think them losing Brandon Staley is a big loss for them because he was the reason why their defense under Wade Phillips, that was middle of the pack, it became the best defense in the league. So him, Brandon Staley going to the Chargers, now I think that's a huge loss. But as far as I'm
Right.
concerned, I'm reading reports that that Jared Goff and Sean McVay's relationship, they could be some quote unquote marriage counseling.
Something with those guys in that draft class and their coaches.
Yeah,
I tell you.
But honestly, it's like Jared Goff was playing on a bad hand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But Cooper Kupp also didn't play either. Now it's Jared Goff's security blanket as
Messed
well.
up my parlay.
Yeah, so my thing is that I think the Rams are fine. Get a solid defensive coordinator to replace Staley. You still got the most dominant defensive player on the planet, Aaron Donald, probably the best corner in Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
And just keep hitting on your draft picks. And that's the one thing that the Rams do. They hit on their draft picks. Jared Goff, Cam Akers, making smart free agent moves against guys like Robert Woods, smart trades against Jalen Ramsey.
So why do you think that Ramsey didn't really have an effect on Adams this game?
Well, most of Aaron, because when you're a physical corner going up against guys like DeAndre Hopkins and like DK Metcalf,
That works in your favor.
yeah, that works in your favor
Yeah.
because they like to get physical with you back. Devontae is a lot more technical, so he's a much better route runner than DK Metcalf and DeAndre Hopkins. So like he's able to trick you in terms of his footwork, in terms of getting off routes a lot smoother and faster. But overall, the damage was done on the other side, the other Rams corner, especially on that deep ball to Alan Lazard.
Yeah.
So the way the Packers were able to pick them apart is that 3-step dropbacks. They take all the underneath because the Rams were number one and let the least amount of big plays allowed. So the Packers were like, fine, we'll just take everything underneath. They have a bunch of guys who
they took that like
yeah,
literally.
they have a bunch of guys who can kill you in open space. So, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was good. I mean, it was expected.
I felt bad for Aaron Donald. He was crying at the end. I'm like, dang, Aaron Donald, you're hurt. But I mean, I felt like that's not what you want to see, but at least you know that, playing the game and trying to win obviously mattered to him. And I know he's playing hurt, and that's a risk on his part because he could have got more hurt or hurt something else. And yeah, that's their final game, do or die. But it's like, still, you're putting your body on the line.
I think the Rams will be fine. I mean, they people forget that they were just in the Super Bowl recently, so they're only like a few more pieces away. Like they can be a wild card, but for the most part, even though they can come off as a wild card, they've been pretty consistent at the end of the day.
And the one thing that I think is a bit they have an advantage, I believe, over a lot of teams in the NFL is that Sean McVay definitely knows how to pick staff.
For sure.
So like when Wade Phillips retired, they were able to pick up Brandon Staley, and Brandon Staley was definitely able to transform that defense to the number one team in the league, which got them a job. So whoever's going to be replacing them, I'm sure Sean McVay is definitely going to find a legitimate replacement.
Yeah. Staying in the NFC, Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the New Orleans Saints 30-20.
That wasn't even. Honestly, that was just the game of picks. If Drew Brees didn't throw all those picks, I think he drew 4 picks, and the Tampa had 0 picks. Without those picks, that gave them like all their points, like just off those picks.
Yeah,
I was
give
like,
him that field position.
I couldn't believe how many picks he was throwing.
Here's the thing: I picked the Saints to win, but when I saw on the report that Taysom Hill was going to play, I'm like, oh, that means they're going to need a lot more from Drew Brees.
Yup.
That is supposed to those gadget plays. I'm like, yeah, Tampa Bay is going to win this game.
And then like I was saying last week, I'm like, in order for the Saints to win, they're going to need Taysom Hill. When I was doing my parlay and didn't see Taysom Hill, I'm like, Saints are going to really lose this.
Why did he play?
I forgot what injury he had, but it was injury.
But I love the one things that Sean Payton did right in that game was he did that callback to that play that Chicago did on last week and actually succeeded.
Yeah.
He ball to Traquan Smith.
Hey.
But Drew Brees was absolutely terrible, and that's honestly, if that's going to be the last game, this last game, this
rough way to go out.
Yeah.
But is it going to be as he was saying on his injury? He has to think about it. He's not sure if he's going to retire.
Listen, here's the thing: if I'm Sean Payton, if I'm the general manager of that team, listen, I'm forcing them out. I'm not doing. I can't let you hold this team hostage. Mm-hmm. I can't let you do that. We have one of the better wide receivers in the NFL, and
he's played injured for him most of the season, by the way.
Yeah, so it's like I need for him to get the ball. I got Alvin Kamara also. I got enough weapons on offense, and with Drew Brees' deteriorating arm strength, even though the fact that they're playing a weather-controlled climate games 8 times out of the year, playing in a dome 9 times because we're playing in Atlanta, exactly. I need a better quarterback. I need somebody who's going to stretch that field.
And then, to be honest, though, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I was actually shocked they didn't keep Jameis Winston in.
Yeah, honestly.
Because when he threw that touchdown, I'm like, well, that's the furthest I've seen the ball go all day.
Yeah, honestly, like after the second pick, I'm like, listen, Sean Payton, I understand this is Drew Brees' quote-unquote last game, but if you're trying to win, put Jameis in.
Yeah.
I never thought in my life I'd be able to say that.
Facts.
And I never thought I'd be able to see like all those picks. I'm like, Jameis Winston will be the one to actually score the touchdown for them, and Drew Brees is the one throwing the interception.
Father time. Can't escape Father time.
You can't. It's funny, the first thing that went through my mind is when I seen Jameis Winston get in, it was like that meme. It's always him holding the iPad looking up. It's like, me, coach? Like, that's the first thing that went through my mind when I seen that. So, I mean, I kind of thought that he was going to stay in, but going back to the Tampa Bay side, this wasn't like a convincing win for me. They definitely took advantage of the field position that they did have. But, I mean, overall, I think they look good, so I'm really excited for the...
The defense held them out, though. Their defense did well.
They did. And they created wonderful field position for them, so I can't even, deny that whatsoever, because one of the biggest questions coming into this season was their defense. Like, you knew what you were going to get from the All-Star cast from their offense. Mm-hmm. But, the way their defense was able to step up and, put pressure on Brees and able to take the ball away, it really helped out Tampa Bay a lot. Now, the question is, are they going to be able to do something and kind of duplicate that performance that they had against the Saints against Green Bay? Because I'm not too sure if they're able to. So it's going to be an interesting showdown.
Don't doubt the power of time.
I ain't doubting it.
No, and here's the thing, I'm pretty sure the Packers and the rest of that team already got bulletin board material, because Devin White said after their Week 6 win against Aaron Rodgers in Tampa Bay, they were like, listen, they don't belong in the same field as us. So I'm pretty sure they have that as bulletin board material. The fact that they got to come to Lambeau Field
Facts.
Yeah.
and in that environment, and
Mhm.
they feel like, you know what, they don't belong in the same field as us. I'm like, listen, here's my thing. Either I see Green Bay winning this game, but I got a strong feeling. Like, remember that NFC Championship game? A few years ago, the Eagles and Vikings. I got a feeling it's going to be like that.
It could, and that's the scary part. Like, it could either be a blowout or it's going to be a nail biter.
Yeah, neck and neck.
And you just don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't. You gotta wait for the injury reports and all that. See who's healthy, whatnot. Because like I know you might be thinking one way, but it could even go the other way for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Like I feel like any given moment, one of these teams can blow each other out.
Yeah.
Like it might not be a shootout.
Yeah, because it already happened. But I think
Right.
this is that. Like Tampa Bay already debunked that theory where it's like, oh, just because the Saints beat us down in the regular season doesn't mean anything. So it's like. This Green Bay team that went into Tampa Bay Week 6 is a completely different team than what we're seeing now. Packers are the hottest team in the league right now, probably outside of Buffalo.
That's debatable, but yeah, I get it. That's definitely debatable. Moving on to the AFC. So we had the Bills. They whooped up on the Ravens. I kind of wasn't really.
Sad.
Yeah, I expected that, but not like I didn't think the Ravens would go out like that. But I mean,
no touchdown, just a field goal. That's it.
I mean, he did throw a touchdown.
But it got
It was
took
a
it to the house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
he
pick
took it
six.
to the house.
Oh yeah. Oh my.
Because he stared down Mark
Chris,
Andrews.
you were
He didn't even
so
like.
funny.
He didn't even like.
How was that funny? Just speaking.
No, it's just like he didn't get a touchdown. I'm like, well, you got a touchdown. The score was 3. And I'm like, oh, when he threw
Point,
it.
yeah, points ain't good to them. Like,
I mean, you're looking at me like Hannibal Buress. Like, why are you booing me? I'm right.
yeah. My the thing that kind of concerns me with Lamar Jackson, and I hate to sound like them, but maybe he does need to throw a little
Who's
bit.
them?
Like the national media, like how they be talking and
them.
stuff like
Got
that.
it, copy.
Like maybe he definitely need to improve like his throwing ability a bit because like you can see like you slow down the running game, it kind of makes Baltimore one dimensional and they got it shows and. Also they still need weapons at the end of the day because we know how much Lamar Jackson relies on Mark Andrews, and it definitely showed, especially in that pick 6 right there. He didn't take his eyes off of any other person, and they knew exactly where the ball was
And
going.
as much as as talented as Mark Andrews is, he's not a Travis Kelce. He's
No,
not a Darren Waller.
no.
He's not a George Kittle.
No, not even
So
close.
the thing is that
Is he even a Zach Ertz? He get yak at least.
yeah, but listen, if I'm throwing it to Zach Ertz in the end zone, he's catching it.
Oh yeah, he catching that.
So we saw Mark Andrews get a few shots in the end zone, he didn't catch it. So
Yeah.
I think this is that we've seen Josh Allen. We see Buffalo, accommodate Josh Allen every single year. We've seen him, get Stephon Diggs, and because of that, he's propelled himself in the MVP candidacy.
They rolling.
Yeah, we see Patrick Mahomes with Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. They need to find a bona fide number 1 wide receiver. Marquise Hollywood Brown's a good compliment. He's not a number
He
1.
ain't it. Nah.
Willie Steen's a good slot guy. He's not a number 1. Des Bryant it's not 2014. He's not a
Nah,
number
he
1.
ain't it.
So they need to find somebody, a big body wide receiver, whether it be like Kenny Galladay or Allen Robinson
Right.
or somebody. They need to find somebody who Lamar Jackson, listen, on a 3rd and 8, just throw it his way, and 9 times out of 10 he's going to get it.
I got a guy for him.
Who?
Alshon Jeffrey.
Anyway.
That's a perfect recipe.
Anyway.
Take him, please.
Anyway.
You see anything from the Bills that game? That was that their performance to me was a little bit underwhelming. Kind of expected more fire.
It was a defensive battle.
Yeah.
So
that's
honestly,
not why I wanted to watch.
And honestly, the real reason why they lost because I feel like Justin Tucker missed 2 kicks, and I'm like, this is the most accurate.
That was
kicker.
wild.
That was the most. You're talking about the most
What did I
accurate
say?
kicker.
He's only got one job.
Yeah.
One job, and you
You're
missed
talk-
it. He was shocked.
Yeah, we're talking about the most accurate kicker in NFL history, and he missed 2 kicks. If he makes those 2 kicks, it's a 1-possession game.
Yeah.
But their backup who went in, who had no idea that he was probably going to go in, he missed Hollywood Brown wide open on what could have been a potential touchdown as well. But overall, Baltimore needs to revamp their entire offense. They let go of Mark Ingram earlier this week, so it's like
They trust.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
he wasn't even dressed anymore.
Yeah, so
he didn't have a use for him.
Yeah, looks like J.K. Dobbins is going to be the running back.
Stole that spot.
Yeah, so they're going to need to find a legitimate number 1 wide receiver, and honestly, they need to find a new offensive coordinator because Greg Roman is he's really good at the game plan that they're running now is perfect for Lamar Jackson. It's good for them to front run, but it's not good for
They
them to
can't
play catch up.
Yeah. They don't have the weapons to.
Yeah.
So
But it's the same game plan that the San Francisco 49ers just do with Colin Kaepernick. They need to find they need to revamp their entire offense.
I agree. Let's move on to the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cleveland Browns. Kansas City got lucky. They got lucky. The Browns almost pulled that out, especially with Mahomes going out with the concussion. I don't think he really had a concussion.
But his foot was hurt.
I know. I get the foot was hurt part, but he left the game due to.
But he looked
concussion.
like he was stumbling. He was kind of like looking all disoriented.
He
and
was
stuff.
a little wobbly.
But that's something that. But here's the thing, though. You can't play around with that. Like the
I
head
agree.
stuff. It's like if he has a hint of he got a head issue, you got to take him out because that's his longevity. Like that's his brain. That's his spine. You mean like you can't take that chance.
I'm glad we're I'm glad we're compassionate in regards to him and Lamar getting concussions because it was Carson Wentz's injury prone. Anyway,
right now that was BS last year. What happened
either.
with Carson Wentz? But I never wish that on him.
No,
no.
concussions are no joke.
There's rumors that say that concussions is the concussion was the reason why Carson was just so out of it this year.
Maybe. I mean,
never know.
Maybe. I mean, we don't know. They can't really get true tests on the brain until the person is
deceased,
gone.
Unfortunately.
So it's like you don't really know the effects of head injuries to the brain. So you got to take every precaution.
There's a crazy stat. Oh my gosh, I don't remember it. I'll come back with it. But I was like watching like that Chad Johnson, Brandon Marshall podcasting that they have, and I feel like they said like 6 out of 10 NFL players have a chance of getting CTE.
Wow,
that's not good at all. So that concussion stuff is no joke, and that's part of the reason why last week that the NFL had that broadcast on Nickelodeon because they need to grow their game. They're lucky they didn't have no injuries though, like the injuries we saw this weekend.
a crazy injury. Yeah, but here's my thing. My whole thing with that the Browns and the Chiefs. So what's up with the rule with the touchback thing? Like even the announcers are annoyed by it. How when the Browns got that touchback, when he put the ball down and he hit the
pylon.
The pylon, and it slipped out of his hand because of the hit. Mind you, the hit was a head hit. Like he should have been called for that hit because he went helmet to helmet with him, which you're not allowed to do anymore. Right. So they didn't call that. And then when the ball slipped out of his hand and just touched into the thing, mind you, he was aiming for the pylon for the touchdown. Then it just kind of went out of his hand. So how did they get to the touchback? So they get the defense. I mean, the offense is the defense gets the ball on offense.
Right.
How does
the reason is because in the middle of the situation, it's a bang bang play. So if that's not in most situations, right? Say that's at the 45-yard line. Any other time, that's a fumble where you would keep the ball.
Right.
But in that situation, since it went out of bounds in your end zone, that's why it becomes a touchback.
But that's crazy.
I know.
They were like, they
insane.
should at least go to where where the yardage was before with the ball back, not lose the ball to the opposite team. And they get to take the ball down the field. That's crazy.
Because if no one
it's
claims
one of those rules
that
that needs to be updated.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's a stupid rule. And then if I was the Browns coach, I would have put I don't know if you can challenge. I would have challenged for the hit.
You can't challenge that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You can't challenge a touchback.
Nah.
Even a hit. That hit was crazy. That hit was illegal. He hit him helmet to helmet. That's why the ball fell out of his hands.
I feel like even still, that is, I agree with Chris. That is a rule that definitely needs to be revamped.
It's a stupid rule.
But the wild part about it is if that was on the 45-yard line and it went out of bounds, they would have got the ball right back. But since they were in their scoring opportunity, anything that goes out of bounds, it's a touchback. That's a wild, old rule.
That is a change.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
I don't know, man. Chiefs been just skating by for weeks. For weeks.
You've been saying this. You have been saying that.
But are they not?
Well, yeah, I'm not saying they're not. I mean, as you saw the season go on, their margins of winning have gone smaller and smaller and smaller. So what does that say? Maybe they're tired. Maybe the season is kind of wearing on them. Maybe they're cold as crap.
Listen, it ain't looking good because with Patty Mahomes got to pass. He got to pass concussion protocol.
They said he's going to play next game.
Oh, he's definitely going to play. That's money. That's money. He's not missing that game. And then the Red Hot Bills, It ain't looking good.
Yeah. Well,
This
I
ain't
already
looking
came out
good.
today that Mahomes is still in concussion protocol.
Yeah,
But
he's gonna play though.
yeah, honestly, like if God forbid he doesn't, then like Chad Henne has to come out and play that AFC title game against Buffalo.
I ain't watching that.
You're not gonna watch it?
No. If Chad Henne is starting and Patrick Mahomes ain't, we know the outcome.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I mean, did you thought that Nick Foles was gonna take the Philadelphia Eagles all the way to the Super Bowl?
I did not.
Okay then.
Yada, 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 yada,
I did
yada,
not.
yada.
I didn't have it like a
I'm just saying the man has been in the league for 13 years. If you've been in the league for that long, you've never played in a playoff game, you're gonna ball your heart out. Look at Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke didn't play a single down.
He was balling,
and he played his heart out.
Yeah.
He obviously he couldn't do enough to in the end outdo Tom Brady, but the man put up 23 points on the board.
I'm gonna be honest. When he did that run where he thought he got the 15 yards,
Yeah.
and he jumped up and just went crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I fool with that old head because he really he gave his everything. And that's something that you don't typically see from like that type of that style of quarterback. So, I mean, it could be, but look, come on, let's be realistic.
I mean, you never know. This is the playoffs. You never know.
It only takes one game.
It's the perfect storm. That's all it takes.
All right, so
it's not like a best of 7. It's one game.
Right.
So
listen, you never seen Little Giants? Anybody can win one game. When things are down, one time. One time. So anyone can win one. All it takes is one time to win. All it takes is one time, man.
One time.
One time.
I'm really mad that that black kid really tried to use the stick him.
Oh, the Little Giants?
Yeah.
That was so cute.
Funny running like.
I love Little
It's a
Giants.
classic.
Can I just say I love Little Giants? That's like one of my
Is that on
favorite.
Disney Plus? I might need to recatch that.
Maybe it
that a
is.
Disney
I should
movie?
look. I don't know.
That's a good question. I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure. We got smartphones here.
Yeah.
While Chris is looking that up,
Wait, hold on.
Did we do our picks? Who we think's going to win for the AFC and NFC Championship?
No, we did not.
If Mahomes plays, then Packers Chiefs. If Mahomes isn't, Bills Chiefs. It's plain and simple.
Okay. Well, no, you mean Bills Packers?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I'm going Tampa Bay and Kansas City.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm not. Nah, for real. I do think Tampa Bay will beat Green Bay. I really do. Like I love Aaron and all.
You know what Chris is thinking.
I know what he's thinking, but I feel like this is the battle we've been waiting for
This
a
is
long
going to be a
time.
good game.
The battle of the 12.
Are you willing to bet money on this?
You know I am. Who's the real number 12? Oh, you mean like a friendly wager between Chris and I?
Between you and Chris.
Nah, I don't have that. I'm not that much invested into Tom Brady to be putting money on him against Chris. Like, look at this. Are you kidding me?
Chris is a shrine.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Aaron Charles Rodgers.
He's writing this down. He's going to deliver it to Aaron. Mr. Rogers, have something to show you. Like, nah. But I definitely, I think
So
I'm going to
who
go
you
with
got?
I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay against him in the Super Bowl.
Chiefs are done. Their time is up. They've been slowly fading.
I'm gonna
Bills
go.
are way too hot. They're 12-1 since week 7 or something.
I'm gonna go with Aaron Charles Rodgers for Chris and for myself, but for Chris also. And then I'm gonna go with the Bills. I'm rooting for the underdog.
The Bills.
The
All right,
Bills.
so we're gonna see.
And you know what? I kind of give the Bills. I want the Bills fans to be happy because I saw what they did about Lamar Jackson and his
Wasn't that
charity,
sweet?
which I thought was really kind of classy of them as fans. Philly fans will never do that. So I feel like them doing that
we
was
make a GoFundMe
that was
for him.
that was so nice. You mean like for them to raise money for his charity and like saying you played a great game, Lamar? Like that's just like sportsmanship, and I definitely I gave them props. So I feel like the Bills are due. They never have won one. I think in the 80s. Remember they were in the
90s.
Super Bowl. In the 90s they were in the Super Bowl like over and over and kept losing. So I think they're owed one. Yeah, I think they're owed one. So I'm gonna root for the Bills.
Listen. After this year, the Bills can win as many times as they want, and I don't care. This is Aaron Rodgers' year.
It might be. I was just saying. I didn't say my cheesesteak yet.
You didn't? I thought
You
said,
guys
like
did.
something random.
No, you know.
Go. The last 2 minutes is
All
yours.
right. So my favorite cheesesteak place in the entire city. All right, everyone
Wherever
get your
Ben Simmons goes to.
no.
Come on, let her go.
Listen, everyone in the city, right? Get your notepads out, okay? Get your notes out on your phone, okay? For this, the number one would have to be. You know what I'm gonna say.
Oh, I think I know. Yeah.
Delisandro's, people. Delisandro's. Best in the city. I'm a chicken cheesesteak kind of chick. I love chicken cheesesteaks. They have the best chicken cheesesteaks in the city. Cut fine, a lot of meat. Be quiet.
You can say that.
And best chicken cheesesteaks in the city, D'Alessandra's number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna have to go with Jim's, classic Jim's. Number 3, top 3, I'm gonna go with this place called The Works.
Where's that?
It's in Frankfurt. I like The Works personally, so I'm gonna pick The Works.
All right.
Sorry, Tony Luke's.
Yeah, I don't bang with Tony Luke's.
I don't think I've ever had them before. To be
I'm cool.
honest.
And I'm definitely not picking Patagino's. That's not real.
Nah,
cheesesteaks to
we
me.
like really live here. Tourists go there.
Yeah, listen. They go there for the attraction.
But you'll be surprised though. So people from Philly go to Patagino's.
Hold on, question. How
Yeah, I
much
know,
are the
'cause it was right
cheesesteaks
around the
at Del Sandro's?
How much?
Yeah.
A cheesesteak I think is $10.
All right, so one of y'all let me hold like $2 because I got $8 in my wallet.
I got you.
If the line's short,
I
I'm
got
definitely going.
I got you.
Appreciate
I got
you.
you.
That's why I fool
But-
with y'all, man.
Yeah, and looks like we're out of time on this week's episode. I just want to thank everybody, for tuning in.
$9 actually.
Yeah, and for everybody calling in. Once again, Chris Thomas.
Mark Thompson.
It's your girl Carm.
You've been listening to the Running Back Sports Show, Sports for the Culture. Until next time, see you.
Later.
Peace. I'm just gonna turn off the mic so I don't curse or anything.